And we're live.
What up? I said, what up? What's going on, y'all? Chilling, chilling, chilling. We got your boy Wings of Redemption, White Boy 7th Street, and Eddie the Chump.
Yo, yo.
And I'm Criminal from Battlefield Hardline. Jive Turkey. What up, y'all?
What's up, boys?
Got a question.
What's the question,
Why do
Wings?
people be eating the pussy but won't eat the crust on the pizza?
I don't know. I don't know. They say they don't. In public, they say they don't, but they know they do. Come on.
The crust's the best part.
Well,
Best part.
it's not the best part.
I was talking about the pussy crust.
Oh.
I was about to say, as long as it's not stuffed crust.
Yeah, you don't want...
Oh, I eat my pizza backwards. I do.
Well, you eat the crust first.
Yeah, I like the
Interesting.
crust. Because that's where like all the when you take the spoodle and you push the sauce out like this, around the edge of the crust, the sauce gets pushed right up against it. So there's always the best like tomato sauce right there at the crust.
See, I'm going to create controversy between the four of us here, but tell me whether you like deep pan or thin crust pizza. Because
I'm
this
starting to get confused.
Hand toss.
I don't even know what we're
I like
talking
hand
about
tossed.
no more.
pizza. So do you like deep dish, so like the base is really thick? Or do you like proper thin crust? I think you can tell by my comment there that I'm a thin crust person.
Are you talking about like the super thin, like
yeah,
almost like
Italian
sheet of
style.
cookies?
Yeah.
Oh, nah.
With loads of
No, no.
cheese and sauce
I
on
like
it.
the standard kind.
Standard's called hand toss. That's what I usually eat
Hand
because
toss.
deep dish has got a lot of like excess calories that are just fucking terrible. They kind of season the bread, but when you if you've ever worked at a pizza place, you know the deep dish usually comes pre-made, which sucks as well. Because all they do is they throw it in a pan, a pre-made big stack of dough, and you just make it like a regular pizza. It's terrible. It's terrible for you. It's not very good.
But have you ever had an authentic Chicago deep dish?
I've never been to Chicago, so no. I've
No, I
had
haven't.
imitation Chicago deep dish.
But were they frozen, or do you know the cooking recipe?
I know how Domino's does it.
Okay.
Hey, white boy, you know what sucks? You ever? I might offend some people, but New York style pizza with the cheese on the bottom, and
Ew.
the cheese is on the bottom and the sauce is on top of the cheese.
No, that's
Is it
wrong.
a deep dish? Like
It's like a regular pizza. It's square though. Well, all the ones I ran into was square. And one time I ordered it. I didn't know what I was getting myself into. I just said, yeah, give me a New York or whatever style pizza. And I was driving trucks for Krispy Kreme donuts and delivering the donuts. That was the best job ever. And I'm on the road on my passenger seat, put my pizza on there. So I'm driving. I put my pizza there. I didn't know it was like that. You know, you got it. You're real messy when you're driving and eating. So I opened it and fucking
Right on
picked
the
the
uniform.
pizza up. I was wings. I wasn't looking. I just picked my and then my thumb. I'm like, this is a little gooey, but whatever. I'm not even. I ain't looking. I'm driving. Then I go like this. Oh my, yo, you know how mad I was, cuz I was pissed off.
Nah, New York pizza sounds rubbish. Cheese and then sauce? What's wrong with you people?
I don't
New
know
York
if it's
pizza is rubbish.
authentically New York style. Is that what it's called? New York style, right?
No, New York style is like an extra thin hand cross. Like what they do is they thin out the hand toss really, really badly. And it's basically skipping on dough. The New York style is really they make so much fucking pizza they cut back on the dough, so they use less of it, so it comes out really, really, really thin. And they try to make it like this authentic thing when it's actually a cost cutting mechanism.
Yeah, because real Italian pizza is super thin, like the dough is like crispy, almost hard, so it can handle the toppings. And then in Italy, they're really not shy with putting loads of shit on it, like loads of sauce, loads of fucking cheese, loads of toppings.
I like the dough, and I like my dough thick. I don't like that. Ugh.
you like stuffed crust?
No,
Yeah, I like my own stuff crust. I hate Pizza Hut. Pizza Hut's the worst pizza chain there is.
It used to be good though.
They used to be good.
They
but
fell off. They did fall off.
Let me hold you. Pizza is only good if you get it right out the box. As soon as you get home, you eat it right then. If you let that bitch sit or you put it in the microwave, terrible.
Like Taco Bell. You can't have like 30-minute old Taco Bell. That shit sucks.
Yeah, that's a dookie waiting to happen.
I used to make this pizza. I used to make this pizza at Domino's, and it wasn't on the menu. But we had those thin crust pizzas, like the super thin, like Eddie likes. It was basically a sheet of dough. It's like a circular sheet of dough. You put that, you put barbecue sauce on it. Then you put 3 cheeses: your mozzarella, your provolone, your cheddar. Then you put another thin crust on top of that, and because when it cooks, the cheese will seal it. And then you top it. You top it again with barbecue sauce, cheese, provolone, cheddar, and then you put your toppings on it. When it comes out, you get a authentic stuffed crust that is like barbecue chicken. It is fucking amazing.
Look at this motherfucker, like he fucking Italian.
You know Italian. It's
authentic.
That's okay.
No
That's
Italians
okay.
using barbecue sauce. Let me tell you that much right now.
You see that guy? Look at him.
I'm a fat American. We use barbecue sauce.
Yeah.
I had a
Sweet
barbecue.
Baby Ray's, motherfucker. With a racist barbecue sauce.
Barbecue and chicken is a really good combination on pizza. What's your favorite topping? Or not favorite topping, but favorite overall pizza? Like
Mushroom and
meatloaf.
onions.
I love mushrooms on pizza.
Wings,
It's
yes.
underrated, I think.
Yes.
See,
I kind of don't like meat on my pizza because every pizza it takes away from the cheese being cooked.
The meat's always really salty that they put on pizza too.
Yeah, extra salty. Yep.
I don't like meat lovers. There's too much. I like the pepperoni, maybe sausage, and some bacon.
If I'm going to have meat, it's got to be Italian sausage.
yeah.
Just-
My favorite is Parma ham, mushrooms, and jalapenos.
What is Parma ham? What's
Parma ham's
ham?
like ultra thin sliced, cured meat, dried Italian sausage, dried ham. It's fucking beautiful. Yeah, so it's like
Is it actually pork?
Like Slim
yeah,
Jim,
yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah. It's just hung and smoked for ages and ages and ages. It's
Get us
called
a change
charcuterie. That's
if
the
that's
style
way
of food that
it
it
comes
is.
in bags.
Yeah, and it comes
So
in
they
wafer
put
thin
it
slices.
they put it on top of the pizza before it's cooked.
Yeah, before it's cooked. Yeah. So that mushrooms, jalapenos, I'm good with that.
I love jalapenos.
That's another thing I've always had trouble with pizza, like with meat on the pizza. I eat meat on the pizza, but it's not something I desire. I don't like to pay for meat on the pizza. Mainly because like the meat comes pre-cooked. Like when I was at Domino's, the Italian sausage was pre-cooked. It'd come in bags. The pepperoni, pre-cooked. You know, everything is pre-cooked, and you just run it through a 500-degree oven for 10 minutes again.
Yeah.
Were you talking shit about Pizza Hut because you have an alliance with Domino's?
No, I hate Domino's. I mean, I worked there for 3 years.
Can you tell us some like behind the scenes?
Yeah, tell us some
secrets?
gruesome stories, dude. I bet there's some
gruesome
horrendous
stories?
ones.
Did you ever heard of the Noid?
No, that was way in the 90s, dude.
The
Noid.
What's that?
It was a logo that Domino's used that one guy thought it was a hit at him, and he like killed his family over it.
What the
Oh
fuck?
gosh.
I think his
ain't
name's
know that
Dennis
about-
Noid or something like that.
Oh wow. I didn't hear about that.
Because the code name was Avoid the Noid.
Yeah, like he
like-
was annoying and stuff like that. Like
Yeah, and like he thought that was like a slogan for him, and he like
Wow.
went crazy.
and his
How-
name was Noid.
How
Wow.
big does your head have to be to think
It's-
Domino's made a logo?
That is actually mental illness, the white boy. That's what that is.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Well, that's what he just said. It's crazy.
Yeah. You guys want to know like food tampering and stuff like that, right?
Yeah, yeah. Come on, Wings. Dish the dirt.
Okay.
I worked in a
I-
Burger King, so I'll have a story in a second.
There was this one guy that would always call 88 Old Pireway Lane. He would always call 5 or 10 minutes right before closing. We're talking about like 12:55 at night. We closed at 1. And you're cleaning, you're breaking down the make line, you're washing dishes, you're getting the place ready for the next day of business, and you're ready to go home. And now you got to drive 12 miles one way to go give this guy some chicken wings. Well, a buddy of mine named William, I ain't gonna give his last name, he could not stand this motherfucker. He would slam the phone down. He'd get upset every time. So what he would do is he would pick his nose and put it on the chicken every time after it was cooked, and then put the hot sauce on top of the chicken as well. The guy never knew it.
You might have a lawsuit for that guy.
You know, he did the whole crisp and wash it like.
Oh,
Wow.
You know, he did every time.
Now, do you get paid
That's bad.
for overtime with that?
You do get paid for overtime, but you don't clock out until you finish closing the store up. You clock out like a minute after they finish the books. Another thing people did, if you called in and you were an asshole, like you bitched and complained, like if you wanted a new pizza because something was wrong with your pizza, you got what you call a hand sanitizer pizza. What a hand sanitizer pizza is you take the hand, because you don't wash your hands every time when you make pizza, because you got to go to the phones, you got to do here. They have these bottles of hand sanitizer you put on. It's basically alcohol. Well, if you could put that on the pizza and then throw the sauce on top of it, and what happens is it will give the person diarrhea. Like it will give you some of the worst shits in your life, the real runny shits. So that's what you send out if you call back in, you're an asshole over something small.
that's fucking amazing.
I heard eye drops do that too. You can put eye drops in people's drinks and it'll fuck their intestines up real bad.
It really fuck them up. I mean, like, there's other stories I got. I used to have this manager named Carrie. I mean, like, I actually filmed a threesome with Carrie.
Wait, forget the pizza story.
This story took an amazing turn here. I wasn't expecting this.
Well, the same dude, William. Like me, I usually closed with William, either William or Danny. And so I went and took a run. It was actually Old Pireway. so I went and took the man his booger wings. And when I got back, the whole fucking office was destroyed. Like they had been fucking on the desk and the whole nine, and you know, Carrie was like late 30s and stuff like that, and William was married. They had fucked the whole place up. What happened is William had got a little bit of cocaine, like an ounce, and he got her to fuck him for the ounce of cocaine, and like that was an interesting night.
So
well, nothing like that ever happened to me.
No, that was a different thing. A different time was Carrie was like bisexual, and the supervisor's daughter was also bisexual, and they both liked cocaine. And my buddy Danny had an 8-ball.
I know that is.
So Danny talked them both into coming back to his house, and we brought Charles and me and all, and like. It was supposed to be one of those like gangbang orgy type things. Everybody takes their turn, getting what they want. Well, at the time, I was rubbing raw. So, because I worked at 12 that day. And when you're a fat guy and you work, you're getting in and out of cars, you're sweating. Your thighs rub together like this.
And they turn red.
And they turn red and they stink really bad. And like, you know me, I don't want my first impression, because you only get one time to make a first impression, to be like, I have stink dick, you know.
That's not a good look. It's not a good look.
So I threw up the idea, like, how about you guys do it and I record? So basically they had sex with each girl and I should have recorded it. I know it's a terrible story, but...
No, you took the hit for the team. I kind of respect it. You're like, I'm not going to make myself look like an ass.
You did it the smart way. Why not?
Yeah.
Why not?
Well, after that...
Did you ever get a second chance to get a first impression, or was that it? Was that your only opportunity?
That was the only opportunity to have sex with him.
Why does sex always like come up in these podcasts?
Well, that's what.
This is a freak.
We're grown men.
I'm not a freak.
A threesome recording.
Fucking
porn. An orgy, but yeah.
Porn addict
with hot wings.
Wings. Porn always fucking come up with you, man.
No, not really.
I'm just playing because the comments, you know, you
know what the number one selling industry in the world is, Job? It's sex.
Oh, definitely. You're gonna get lit up in the comments though.
Yeah.
Wings a porn freak, yo. He always
oh my god, such a porn freak. That's how I read their voices. It's like that. Like they're, you know, the kind of people that basically smash their keyboard to pieces when they type. You know, really heavy typers and the anger typing. I imagine them being like, "Oh, Wings, you're such a porn freak!" Smash buttons flying everywhere, you know, all that kind of shit. Yeah, all that shit. So have we all here worked fast food jobs, like shitty jobs, in a fast food restaurant? Because I
disagree. Domino's Pizza is one of the best jobs you'll ever have.
Probably.
It is fun. It is a great atmosphere and environment. It is. You get to deal with a lot of people. You get to meet a lot of people, and you're pretty much buddy with every person, every business in town, because every business wants to food trade, and you get deals on everything. Like when I was working at Domino's, I got discounts at the Men's Warehouse. I got discounts at Super Bad. Anywhere I went into, I knew the guy, I knew the owner, and he hooked me up with a discount.
They do want
Dude,
a food
Burger
trade,
King
though.
sucks.
That's true. When you got food, like when I was with Krispy Kreme, I delivered the donuts, and I gotta tell you guys, I used to get like $1,500 a week just from delivering donuts, and I took like 4 hours a day. Like it was like a part-time job, like literally. But I was getting paid more than full-time. Like it was crazy. But like I had so many spots. Like I had different routes because I was what you call a swing driver. And like it was this one route coming from Doylestown. I had a pizza shop and they just wanted to trade. Like I would go in there with a couple dozens of donuts, go in there with the glaze. And then they'll give me like a whole pizza, make one, here's a pizza. Like that trading stuff is true, man. Yeah. It's real. It's real in the food industry.
Another thing with pizza is you always have that one sourpuss that doesn't want to do, like, not break the rules. You get them out early. When you go into a pizza area and you're a sourpuss, you're not getting your hours, because we're going to make an excuse to get you back home as quickly as humanly possible. Because we ain't about that world.
There was a video on World Star Hip Hop where this guy, this young kid, he called, I think it was Domino's, and he got a pizza from them. Then he called them up and he said there was something wrong. The pizza was cold. And then he got a new pizza for free. And he was like laughing and giggling, like, this is how you get a free pizza. I think the video was called, the title of it. And I was just thinking when you were talking about that story, I bet you they pissed in it or something.
Well, you can't piss. You can't piss. You can test piss.
There was when I worked in Burger King this is about 15 years ago. So I was about 16, 15, and one of the when you start work at Burger King, they show you how to use it. Like the burgers go through like a rotisserie basically, and they have all the patties like in a fridge or whatever. But one of the guys that always worked the rotisserie had like a special stash. So like the buckets that the mops are kept in and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So he would take some patties out and keep it in like the dirty wash water, and if someone was really fucking rude to somebody, he would make their burger from those patties. That's probably the most disgusting thing I've ever seen.
That's
ever.
Bad. That's bad.
Yeah.
Was there like a code word or something if someone was rude?
I don't know how he figured it out. I just think he made the executive decisions. I think because you can hear the customers, right? You could hear them because it's not that far away. It's like just behind where you slide the burgers down. Well, it was in the one I worked in anyway.
There were no code words like in ours. I remember our manager got off the phone and she's all like, "Sanitation pie."
Wow.
just said it.
Wouldn't the patty be all gushy and
not really, because it wasn't like full of like dirty soapy water. It was like a little bit. Like he just kept them in there just to.
Okay.
Here's the problem with Eddie's story. Like when you cook meat at over 500 degrees, and meat you'll kill all the germs out of it.
I think it was more just an insult. I think it was.
Yeah, I was about to say just.
Yeah, but the sanitation pie works because it actually keeps the some of the things that makes you nauseous in the food.
Because you barely cook them in Domino's, don't you? It's like under.
No, it's 500 degrees for 10 minutes.
All right.
Should I be worried every time I go to Wendy's late at night?
Yes.
They have me pull up. Well, yeah, that's. They make me pull up from the cashier window. Just a little bit, but no one's ever like behind me, so I can't like see into their counter area. I don't know. I always get paranoid because they make me pull up and I can't see anything. Well, they deliver.
The reason they make you pull up is so you don't affect their drive-through times. There's a sensor under the cement right there that triggers and sends it right back to headquarters how long it takes you to sit at that spot. and they might not have everything ready. They might need to cook fries. They might need to cook burgers. What they'll do is they'll have you pull off the sensor so it doesn't affect their time. So it makes it make them
I've
look
had that
better.
done at McDonald's. I often wondered why that was.
I never
makes
did
sense.
that.
Even inside McDonald's, well, the one on 60th and Woodland in Southwest Philly had like when they take your order, it'll be like, we took your order in 90 seconds. Like, no, customer served in 90 seconds. No, the hell I wasn't. That's what the register says.
Yeah.
It says
I'm
customer
over here
served
waiting.
I'm like, you took my order in 90 seconds, but I'm sitting here waiting, for the.
Well, it's all done by the corporation. It's just
Yeah.
it's bullshit that you can manipulate.
I'm like,
Efficiency ratings. Yeah, it's just a way for them to make seriously low-paid staff work even harder.
Right. Like, for example, at McDonald's where I live at, they have 10 seconds to take your money. That's how long that transaction McDonald's says it should take. 10 seconds.
Yeah, 90 seconds was a little
Man,
too
fuck
long.
working in a
But they
place
were
like
like 15 seconds. That's
Well, I'm just saying, I think it's bullshit because if, say for example, the guy in front of me doesn't pull up all the way, and I pull up on the sensor with my front wheels, and I can't get to the window, and then that transaction takes 40 seconds. I don't feel like that person should have that affect the record to be like, well, Beth, you had a 40-second transaction last night. Do we need to talk? Because shit like that does happen. If you get that enough, they're going to want to start reprimanding you, and that's one of the problems I see with work. Is it's always people afraid of losing their job, not afraid of not moving up. Because people do just enough to keep their jobs. You know what I'm saying? It's like everything's a negative. Nothing is ever a positive.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true. Even in my line of work, that was true. People are just like, they'd work. When you're on a salary, say if, I was in visual effects. When you're on a salary and a deadline's coming, you just accept I'm going to be working all hours needed to get this project done on time.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And you just accept that. You're just like, fuck it, I'm working 23 hours a day. Whatever, for like 3 days. And, it's never, like huge periods of time. But that's never in your contract. They never say you have to, right? But if for some reason you actually can't, say like you're like really sick or your mum dies or something like that, they do put pressure on you to be like, well, you're making a choice here.
Yeah. White boy, have you worked somewhere? What's up?
Not really. I never really had a legit job besides YouTube and Twitch. I got into it right after high school. And
I'd like to point out YouTube and Twitch are legit jobs.
They are jobs.
They actually are.
I spent most of my time like after high school taking care of my mom. So then when she passed away, I kind of, I just was on the computer a bunch, and then YouTube kind of took off. So I never had a real like 9-to-5 job.
Okay.
Well,
So
real
other
jobs
than
don't work
selling
9 to
weed,
5.
all right. Other than selling weed, all right.
The worst job I ever had. Like, I've worked on building sites, right? And that might surprise people watching this to hear my accent, to think, well, he sounds far too middle class to work on building sites. No, I've worked on building sites. And I honestly, it wasn't my job, so I can't class it as the worst job I've ever had, maybe. But the worst job I've ever seen anyone ever have was one guy outside a building site was told to move one pile of shit, not shit, but like stuff, to like 6 feet. But it was a huge mound. So this guy was just basically like, you've got to shovel all day, right? Just crap. Just move crap 6 feet. And that was his work. That was his day at work, was just shoveling, walking 6 feet, and then just go, boom. That was it.
But I'm sure at the end of the day, he looked back on his work and was very satisfied.
Yeah.
See, I got to think the logistics of that. Like at some point, it's cheaper just to go rent a backhoe.
It must.
I was just about to say,
This was a huge site, so it was on like a.
They probably had backhoes there.
Yeah, no, they did. They had no, but it was like. You ever been? Well, okay. Well, this building site work. Like, I was with a sign company, so we were making all the signage for like an old people's home. So we had to do the foyer, massive signing and wall murals and shit like that. But the larger contractor, the people in charge of the build, had subcontracted all these little guys in, like electricians, plumbers, all this kind of stuff. And I think what must have happened is that guy had either been hired extra by a subcontractor, so they didn't need him, but they didn't want to send him home to fuck him out of money, basically, because he'd given up a day. So the people that had booked him for the job, and when they got on site they didn't need him, they were like, look, we'll just make you do something, just look busy, basically. Classic, look, just fucking look like you're working, all right, and then we can still charge the larger.
That's terrible though, because that work he was doing was fucking hard work.
Yeah.
You shovel for 8 hours a day.
Yeah,
Was it in like an area like this? That
no, it was
they
outside.
Couldn't fit anything?
It was
Couldn't
outside.
you just give him a different color hard hat and just pretend he's a supervisor for a day?
Yeah, I couldn't believe it. I was like, this. Either I thought there's got to be a joke, or it's a punishment, or like he's so unskilled that he's dangerous.
What was he getting an hour though?
I don't know. I didn't talk to him. Nobody talked to him. It was just like the funniest thing you've ever seen.
Well, unskilled is dangerous. I've seen a couple of those motherfuckers.
Yeah, so unskilled you're dangerous. Like that, he could have easily been that.
I worked at a company called Mechlast, and they hired this dude, and he had to have been 70 plus, like literally cannot see 70 plus.
Wow.
And they wanted to put him on a forklift. I spent the better part of a week and a half fixing this man's mistakes. I spent more time fixing this man's mistakes than actually doing work that week and a half.
You could have just did it.
I could have done it, like literally,
Yeah.
like he was dropping these $70,000 spools on the ground, like boom, right off the forklift. You know, driving around with his forks up to like neck level. You don't do that. You don't drive around with the forks up. You could decapitate somebody. Those things could go through a brick wall. I don't know if you know this, but forklifts, I don't know if you, or hand or man trucks or whatever you want to call them, they weigh like 30,000 pounds and they can go like 12 miles an hour.
Yeah.
When
they're really dangerous.
They poke a hole through anything. Like
yeah, they got really a lot of torque.
Yeah.
Are they sharp at the tips?
No, they're blunt.
No,
but
they're
the
blunt.
Fact is,
it's just
the
the
fact
force.
Is there's so much weight, it would just.
Yeah.
Clean it up.
Imagine how heavy the metal prongs are. Imagine just how heavy to move that. The kind of power you need.
Probably 120
get
150 pounds a piece.
Yeah.
They get not sharp, but they get like from doing this a million times. They do get a little, sharpness to them, but they're not like a fucking sword or anything.
Yeah, it's not like two katanas.
You're not going to touch it and cut yourself, but man.
Yeah, like what the fuck? That forklift. Fuck.
Yeah. Forklifts ain't no joke, and like this guy ended up hurting himself at work because he tried forklifts. You got to drive backwards a good deal because when you put a load on the front, you can't see out the front, so you got to drive backwards. Well, he drove off the side of a ramp. Like we had a ramp like going down like this, and he drove like middle way across off the back end of it. Fucked himself up.
With a load?
Yeah, with a load.
A big load?
He had probably a 14,000 pound load on.
Did y'all have a cage forklift
it had the square one with like the roof, but he didn't. He landed on the wheels, but even then, that just 50,000 pounds just jarring. Mm-hmm. He was done. I think that put him out of work the rest of his life.
I tell you one job. Sorry, Jive. I tell you one manual job that I always think would be kind of fun is, those super tall crane operators, like they just sit in their little cabin.
Like hardline crane.
Yeah, and they just like move shit like maybe twice a day.
No, that's more than twice a day though.
Yeah, no, but like they're not. It's not all the time. They have to go up there all day, but they're not.
I was a crane operator.
What, one of those super tall ones?
I'm qualified on those super tall ones, but I did an overhead one. I did an 80-ton overhead.
Yeah, I always thought that would be kind of fun, especially if you're like building.
It's stressful, dude.
Yeah, I bet it is.
I don't think that'll be fun. Like I don't know.
It's fun when you show off with the crane. Like you get so good at it, you can like shake people's hands and stuff with it.
I was thinking, is the sensitivity like adjustable? Because if somebody uses it with like 2 sensitivity, changes it to 10, you get up there.
They're doing 1080 no scopes
with 4 of these. You got 4 of these switches and like down, up, left, right, and you eventually. And there's on and off, and there's one for the load as well. But you eventually, I don't know, like you get stressful, especially when the boss man's around.
Oh yeah, I can believe that.
Now, if you over touch it just a little bit, does it kind of lose control? And
hell yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Surely the worst thing you want is momentum. That's got to be. You don't want that.
You don't want that.
Yeah, the hook. The hook, you can't fucking. That shit
the
just
hook.
like.
I had a guy. His name was Eric Yanton, and I was training him on the crane. And I went to lunch, and I told him just go and get the charge buckets up on the deck because we had to do a melt. Well, this motherfucker, he hooks the main block hook, which is huge, onto the steps going up to the melt deck and pulls the fucking steps out of the ground.
Oh god!
But that's not it. That's not it. He panics and he gets the hook off, and nobody's seen it at this point. And when he panics, he's moving it, and the momentum catches a water pipe and breaks the water pipe.
Just knocks it off. Just breaks it.
Just go home, dude.
I got rode up because I was supposed to be there with him.
Wow. Hey, white boy, I was gonna say something about you look like this has nothing to do with anything, but you look like Crim 6.
The Crimbot?
Yes, it's a pro Call of Duty player, and he looks.
You can call him that.
Yeah. Well, they're playing for $1 million, aren't they? So.
Yeah. Do you guys think it's a sport? I think it's a sport.
Yeah. I think COD is a bad example, but I think League of Legends, CS:GO, Dota, the amount of skill and training they have to do, like. I play a lot of CSGO, right? Mm-hmm. But these European pros, the top guys, they're playing like 10, 11 hours a day. And the skill required with mouse aim in that game is ridiculous. So much that I could never be that good, even if I played that much. And when you have to train like that, it's definitely not just like a pastime, is it? Like it verges into being a sport. Like chess is considered a sport.
Yeah, people think, oh, they're not athletes. They don't have muscles, or they don't do. You don't have to be an athlete to play a sport. A sport is competitive in a forum, like you got they got people watching it, viewers. They're playing competitively. So, when they say it's a sport, they're not. Well, some people might think they're LeBron James. They're not talking about that kind of sport. They're talking about playing competitively.
I know for a fact I'm an athlete, and all I do is game.
You're a world-class athlete.
Gold medal athlete.
Gold.
Get it right, please.
Yeah.
Gold medal athlete.
What they do? They say I look like Adam Sloss. What's his name?
Killer.
Oh yeah.
I can
Killer.
see that. Yeah, I can see that.
You look more like Killer than you do
Crim 6. Yeah, it's the beard that makes you look a bit.
When he was sitting there like this, I'm looking like this motherfucker look like Crim 6,
like pull your eyebrows in like you're all mad and shit.
Like this?
Yeah. Yeah, you look more like Killer than you do Crim 6.
I gotta pull Killer up.
I
like Killer. He's from Philly.
Killer's he looks a little goofy, man, and I don't like that.
I'm surprised Killer's on isn't he on Optic now?
He's Optic Nation.
He's on Optic Nation.
Oh, Optic Nation, because when he was with Impact, I considered him the worst of the four. He was the person holding the team down.
Destroy player in the universe.
He's really good at search.
Listen, every time
search is 1 or 3.
It's kind of the most important though.
Every time he's mad at his teammates, he does bad. But when he's fucking hyper, like woo,
and he always mad.
Balling. Yeah, he's mad a lot. I be in his stream sometimes, and I'll be like, yo, calm the fuck down. Like you fucking killing your team. Calm down, you killing your team. But when he's like hype, he's good, man. He's good.
I love when pro players yell at each other. It's so fun.
It really makes me laugh.
I do think it's a sport. It does take a lot of practice, and I was thinking about how like a football field or a basketball field is so simple compared to like a CS:GO map or Call of Duty map or anything like that, and how they change all the time.
If you consider NASCAR a sport, you're going to consider professional gaming a sport.
Exactly. They don't. And you can't tell motherfuckers that just won $1 million. They don't win $1 million, but you can't tell nobody that's competing for $1 million.
I did a commentary on that.
That it's not a sport. We're not talking about basketball or football. People get crazy with it. They're not athletes. They're what? That's not it's not an athletic sport. Only white boy is the only gamer that's a gold medal athlete. That's
See
it.
these? I do have muscles in my whatever forearms.
Yeah, don't fuck around with white boy some thumb wars.
Yeah, you get wrecked.
Remember that shit? I was good at that. I
1,
had
2,
long-ass
3,
thumbs,
4.
too.
I declare thumb war.
Yeah.
5, 6, 7, 8. Try to keep your thumb straight.
I was good at Pluxies too. Remember that?
You gotta pick your targets on that because motherfuckers with those big ass hands, somebody like Hutch.
Yeah.
I got the big.
He will own you in thumb wars.
Hutch
He got that leverage.
fucking. He got little skeleton thumbs. I fucking own Hutch.
Yeah, but they're dexterous.
Let's
Hey,
see
he got a little
let's see your
bony
hand.
thumbs.
Compare your hand against like a controller.
He got a little bony.
I've only got an Xbox One controller.
Yeah. God damn! Look how big your hand is. Like.
Yeah, I got smack your girl on the ass hands. Like
White
seriously.
boys same.
If I use the PlayStation, to see the middle of the PlayStation
God damn,
controller.
God.
The middle of the PlayStation controller is a little skinny.
The PlayStation.
I'm a basketball.
Yeah.
I love the PlayStation 4 controller compared to the PlayStation.
It's great, isn't it?
The PlayStation 4 controller is a work
It's
of art.
very good.
It's one of the best pads ever, I think.
Yeah, look at that controller.
Yeah, they're tiny, aren't they? They're
You
like.
got the little pink one.
They're like an inch smaller.
Have you ever played on a
it makes
NES
such
controller?
a big difference, though.
Have you ever played on a square NES, like
Yeah.
8-bit NES? Like,
Mhm.
I obviously
Those are
because we were
tiny.
when I played, I was a kid.
They're
Like
like-
they were
they're like
huge, and now they're like it's like playing on a lighter.
When you look at it now, you're like, wow, it's smaller than the phone.
Yeah, it's tiny.
Somebody just text me.
But
So-
you also don't got to hold it very well. It's like you just got to hold it on the edges.
Yeah. It's all edges.
Yeah.
I love the
Second-
NES.
Yeah, NES was lovely. The music, I find the music of that 8-bit and 16-bit era. I don't know why, maybe because I grew up with it, but it's got like a special magic to it. Like the Mega Man 2 music and Super Metroid in particular. Super Metroid is
you gotta
so
give props.
immersive.
You got to give props to the people who made music back in that era because they had such shitty sound cards and they had
Yeah.
so limited.
Yeah,
But they made fucking masterpieces.
they
Out
did
of,
like
out of
like-
four sounds, out of four fucking sounds.
Yeah.
You can't go like da 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 da. Everybody knows what you're talking.
yeah.
Dun, dun,
Dun,
dun,
dun,
dun,
dun,
dun.
dun, dun.
It was like four sounds, and they made a whole fucking stretching sounds, making them,
Yeah.
speeding them up, slowing them down.
Crazy.
Four
Like
sounds.
Castlevania had like crazy ass good music.
Had like
Or like
orchestral stuff, didn't it? Like organ
Yeah.
sounds and stuff.
And they grew on you because, like, you were so into the game, you didn't worry about sound whoring and all that. So the music was cool. Like,
And-
you just played the game.
Because the visuals were so low fidelity, the music did a lot of the storytelling. Like it set a lot of the tone for the game. Whereas now we're like used to watching shit that looks real, right? So we're supposed to interact with like these virtual actors.
Yeah.
But back in the day, it was just like a little sprite. You know, this is some badass vampire hunter. Oh, really? But the music was like, like crazy
Right.
hype. Like that's why it's so
even,
good.
even when, like, a spider crawler was
Yeah.
like...
I think the best
Like
medium
sound
to show you
effects.
how music affects like an overall performance is like horror movies. You ever watch a horror movie without
Mhm.
music?
Yes,
It's not scary.
it's not
Yeah,
scary at
that
all.
would be dumb, yeah.
It's like you can pretty much see it coming. It's like
I like how they use, I don't know, like the beginning of Super Metroid where they have music and then they take the sound away, and it's just the little Metroid
Listen,
squeaking.
I
That's so good.
was
that bit.
making... We had an argument at work, right? I never knew, was this music or was it breathing? The ch.
this music. It's actually made by a real rare instrument. What's that instrument called?
Was it supposed to be music or was it supposed to be Jason is around and you hear
That's
his
Jason's
breathing?
theme. That's Jason's theme.
Like
You know-
that?
Do you know if you call 333-3333, you get that?
Really?
No, I never even heard of that number.
Wait, I want to try it live.
Oh, I was about to say I'm about to bust this out.
I won't be able to
used
do it
be
because
a-
I'm in a different
There
country.
used to
but-
be some phone numbers we used to call, and it was like an echo room. Like I can't remember any of the numbers, but we used to call it and be like, hello, and then it'd be like, hello, 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 yo.
Ah, damn it! It's something like that.
They
Urban
shut
legend.
it down.
I'm gonna try one
Debunked.
more. Maybe it wasn't the area code 333. God damn it!
Myth
Yeah,
busted.
what area code is 333?
The Bermuda Triangle. I thought it.
Good
thought it was
answer
him.
there. Good answer.
I thought he was like creeping you out with it. Like he was behind your ear, the part you didn't dry after taking a bath, and he's like, shh, shh, shh.
I thought. See, to me, that makes it sound like it's voices of people he's killed.
Wings is the horror expert, though.
Yeah, Wings is a fucking. I remember back in the day, Wings used to do like reviews on like old ass movies and shit.
Oh, no, I've watched a ton of movies. I want to ask this question: what is the craziest thing that you believe that you like you wouldn't want to get out there?
Hold on, say that again.
What is the craziest thing that you believe in?
But you don't want to get out there.
That you wouldn't want to admit to.
Right, that you wouldn't want to admit to.
I'm a bitch sometimes. Like when I like when I watch it like a horror movie or something, and I'm in here by myself.
No, I'm talking about like conspiracy theories, like
Oh.
like politicals are like lizard men from another space. Like,
The
what's the
reptilian
craziest?
agenda.
This
Yeah.
is some bitch shit though. I turn the light on before I go in the room. Like I turn the light on, then I go in the kitchen. Like that's some bitch shit. I had to get that off. my
I
chest.
genuinely believe.
But believing.
Yeah, I genuinely believe that Diana was killed by the British establishment. I believe that.
Why would she be killed though? Like, if you can
because-
formulate that.
Because she was about to marry an Arab, and the rumor is that she was pregnant, which would mean that Prince Harry and Prince William have a half brother of non-Anglo-Saxon
Really? Yeah.
heritage.
Okay.
I got this question as an American. What was so important about Diana?
Diana was, if you're a royalist, and I'm not a royalist, but if you were a royalist, what she represented, she wasn't a commoner. She comes from like wealthy families, old wealth. But she was kind of less stuffy and pretentious. She seemed like a human being, and she would often interact with people without any airs or graces. You know, being a royal didn't matter to her as much as it might do other people. They rest on their titles and things like that. She didn't, in how she interacted with the public and stuff. So people really liked her for that, I think. And I think there's a huge part of the male population that really wanted to fuck her, actually. You know, because at a certain point she's fucking hot.
I gotta be on the other actress pick. Like, who's the one right now? Kate Winslet?
Kate Middleton.
Middleton. Am I the only person that wants her to like pop out a black baby or something just to see the tabloids?
Yeah, it would be amazing.
Oh, man.
But it would never
That'd be the
it would
best.
never happen.
So-
That would never see the light of
Diana-
day.
So Diana is basically Beyonce to black chicks.
I heard
'Cause they-
Beyonce is lazy as fuck though.
Not
Not her work ethic. I'm not.
Yeah,
not her work ethic.
okay.
I'm talking about like she doesn't clean up behind herself. You know, she's unwilling to do a dish.
I wouldn't either.
When you're that rich.
Yeah. Can't we pay someone to do this?
Did you see Barack on, what was he on? It was like Jimmy Kimmel or
Yeah,
something, and
I
they was
saw that.
asking him, what do he do? And he was like, I try to do stuff, but they won't let me. Like, he said he just wake up and go for a midnight snack and stuff like that.
They were talking about aliens.
Yeah, that was really amazing because he basically avoided the question. He said, you know, when you become president, do they like show you secret film of Area 51? Because that's the first thing that I do. And he was like, I can't really comment on that. I think he was just playing, like he was just being playful.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
it's
You
just
know,
kind of funny.
he probably was being truthful with some sarcasm in there.
Yeah.
You know, at one point in my life, I did believe in like aliens had visited us.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I've contracted that now after I've learned more.
Really, because that's one of the things I believe. I think there's aliens.
I believe there's
There
aliens.
gotta
I
be
mean, if you
something.
go by the Drake equation, it's almost a mathematical impossibility that there is an
That
alien.
there isn't, yeah.
But
was
I
gonna
think there's
say.
aliens that come here because if we found some like people living on Mars, we would want to go there and observe them.
Yeah,
Just-
but see, here's the problem with aliens. During the Drake equation, there's this thing called technological rise, and during technological rise, it determines how long a civilization can last after it gains a certain amount of knowledge. Because you eventually gain the ability to kill yourself off with the knowledge. Either it be something like an atomic bomb, or it be just ergonomics. Like there's so much machines there to do stuff for you that your life is no longer has value.
Yeah.
Like you'd pretty much do nothing.
Yeah.
So
and you can't you lose essential survival skills, you know.
Correct.
It's called the Drake equation.
The Drake equation, mathematics.
The only Drake equation I know is started from the bottom. Now we here.
No, I was gonna
Started
say
from the bottom.
This is is an astrophysicist and a mathematician.
Look at that.
But I look at it this way: like we are at the point where we have interstellar travel. We could travel in space. We could send space probes out. We got a mission plan to Mars. But with all our knowledge, we're struggling to get to the next planet in the Goldilocks zone. How are we expecting somebody to master the art of traveling light years? Because light years, to get to Sirius B, it takes 26 light years. And that would mean you'd have to have generations upon people living on a ship to make it there.
It's 26 years traveling at the speed of light.
At the speed of light, yes.
But what if you freeze them or do something like that where they don't age when they're traveling?
You gotta have somebody up to tend the ship, because it literally would take hundreds of years, and the ship is not going to maintain itself for hundreds of years.
Isn't traveling at the speed of light? They think it's impossible.
It is impossible because of mass.
Yeah,
you can't accelerate that fast because of mass.
Yeah, right.
But I'm not a science by any way. That is like layman's terms. Because things have mass, it can't go the speed of light. See, light has almost zero mass, so it has nothing to actually resist against it. So thus, I mean, like, human bodies are fucking frail, dude. Like, if we go like something like 300 miles an hour, it would like literally mess our brains up.
They used to think, when cars were first invented, they used to think that humans couldn't travel that fast.
Well, 70 miles an hour, but it's up there. It's not 300. It's up in the thousands. But literally, there's like shock cars they put on like rail tracks and like sling them down a runway, and that shock was enough to like send people in like comas and like just like make them pass out and stuff.
But what if the speed? What if the speed like
is gradual?
Yeah, like you get faster and
or
faster
you're in a pressurized cabin, which removes all of that.
Right.
No, but if you just go from bam to bam, like you'll feel that.
I actually have a book I was writing called Deep Red, which it's been on hold forever now. That kind of idea, like the Earth is dead, we need to make it to the next star, which is Sirius B, and the ideas around that spaceship and the generations that go through how long it would take to get there.
Yeah.
Like the only way you could do it is actually have people give up their life. You'd have to have 2 or 3 generations of your family give up their life and live on the ship for 100 years.
And then you got to raise somebody and teach them how to maintain it.
Wow. You'd have to maintain knowledge and all that kind of stuff.
That's impossible.
Interstellar's amazing. Have you seen Interstellar?
I've seen it in theaters.
Yeah, I thought it was a great film. I really enjoyed it. Like it
doesn't make much sense.
No, there's
takes
parts
liberties.
Of it, yeah, it takes liberties, but I can forgive it those liberties, because making any kind of space travel, human survival type story, especially in science fiction, you're going to come close to the black hole that is 2001, right? So you're skirting if you go too close to that, people will just say it's just 2001. And I think that film did it really well. Another science fiction film I love is Sunshine, which everybody shits on, but I think it's really good.
I want to talk about Interstellar. Obviously, White Boy and Jive haven't seen it, but there's a part in the movie where they get on a planet.
Right?
Yeah, I seen it.
There's a part where they get on a planet that's pretty much has a higher gravitational field than Earth, And
with all the water?
With all the water, yeah. And like they literally spend like an hour on this planet because of an accident. And it literally, in natural time, it took 20 years because of the way time compresses based off gravity.
And how close it is to the singularity. Yeah, it's
like that.
amazing.
That's what stuck with me so badly. Like, what would it be like to be that black dude up there for 20 years, unknowing if they're ever going to return? Like, that would be fucked up.
Yeah. It kind of skips you by, I think, the first time you see it. You're just like, oh, they're back with that guy. And he's got like grey hair and shit. He's been on his own.
20 years.
He's been on his own for 20 years. Like, that's mental.
I was just thinking the black guy sent like 20,000 texts like, you okay? Where you at? Hello?
Is anybody out there?
And like you see, it can't skip you over because they talk about the diaries and how his kids have given up sending contact messages to him. And like her father was dying and shit. It's like, holy shit, that's fucked up. An hour of your life, like really, like everything's done.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Going back to the things that I believe that I don't care to admit this, but I think aliens do exist, but they can't intervene with us.
So you think they're alien overlords?
Unless we ask them to interact. No, I just think that there's laws in the galaxy.
Look at the light.
So you believe in the Prime Directive?
About aliens. It looked like a spaceship is like.
So you believe in the Star Trek Prime Directive, non-interference? They can't interfere. They have principles to not interfere in a developing civilization.
Yeah, exactly. I think there's laws of the universe that
we're like an ant farm.
It's so big. The universe is so endless. If they can travel here, they got to respect our life, and they can't really mess with us.
Let me throw some salt in your game here. Throw some salt.
Don't disrespect my beliefs.
I'm not disrespecting your beliefs. I'm gonna give you another view of the same belief. Okay. All right. Think of us as the aliens. Maybe we're the first people to go look for other lives outside of the planets. Maybe we're the technological race that has to reach out. Do you think we would give another race the same respect as what you just claimed, that you would never interfere? You say we go find another planet that is ripe with oil and has natural resources.
I think, and this is my answer. Sorry, white boy, but my answer is that I think once a civilization gets to the point that to do that, science and knowledge have to become more important than money and materialism. So if you get to that point, I think it's the Star Trek theory. Once you get to that point, your society is highly enough evolved so that it values those like principles of respect.
There is a side theory to that, though, Eddie. The side theory is like, when's Planet Denny's coming? Denny's is a fast food restaurant in the United States, but whatever. It's like Planet BB&T or Planet, whatever
I know
bank.
What you're talking about. Yeah.
It's like baseball fields. When I was a kid,
I think they'll take over. I think they'll try.
Yeah, when I was a kid, baseball fields all had names. They had like Comiskey Park, they had Wrigley Field. Wrigley Field's still there, but Jacobs Field. They always named after somebody. Now all the baseball fields are like U.S. Cellular Field, Bank of America Park, Tropicana Field.
It's a lot of banks or big corporations. Like it ain't just Johnny's Park anymore. Like
I don't know. Sorry, white boy, you go ahead. Like, what was your theory?
What was the question again? I was thinking about if I was rich.
I think you said it already.
I would own a baseball team.
I think you said your part.
If I was rich, I'd buy the Braves.
Oh, if we were humans, would we interact with other species? I think
we are humans.
In our current state, we're humans. But at that time that we have all this technology that we can go to other stars, I think we might evolve past humans, because right now, I want to, fuck, and I get angry, I get emotional, blah, blah, blah.
I'm just saying, like, look at it this way. Remember when we were on top? I mean, on top of the game. We were the kings of YouTube for a while. Mm-hmm. And remember how you used to ration likes out like they were money? Like, you only liked a video as a favor.
Oh, okay. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Think about that mentality with stuff that actually is important, like fresh air, clean water, energy. And you're trying to say that if we get in a situation as a race where we are doing without because of our previous ways we lived, and you have something we like, the track record is we take it. Like
But
the Indians. We killed the Indians off to take America.
But how are we going to be without if we can travel to other stars? I think at that point,
because our planet has finite resources.
Yeah, but if you can travel to one other planet, you can travel to many.
Yeah, but what if all of them are occupied? Eventually, you're going to start a war with one of them to take.
I don't.
Drake's theory says I don't know what it says, but there has to be planets that are uninhabitable that can sustain life. Well, are we going to go out the way? Like we travel 20 light years?
I mean, like there's fresh water on Europa.
Mm-hmm.
But that's a moon. And that's a good idea for it. I always thought about that for like a story. Like, is there sea life on Europa? Like underneath all that ice, there's like 23 feet of ice or something like that. Huge packs of ice. Mm-hmm. I wonder if there's an ocean underneath near the core where it's warm, where animals actually evolved. That would be cool as shit if we found that.
That would be cool as fucking shit. You know, one thing, if we're talking about like how the human race will get to another point, like say if we travel the stars and all that kind of stuff, I'd like to think that we'd become civilized enough to give other races, you know, the respect that they need. But I hope that at some point humans develop psychic powers. That would be so cool, man. If some like telekinesis, like if basically Jedi, right? It's all about being a Jedi. Powers. Like at some point, the human race needs to develop like an affinity with the Force, and we can move shit with our minds. That would be cool as fuck.
That would be too good.
That would be like we would be put into a computer for all that to happen. I think it's going towards that way where we can download our consciousness into computers eventually, not right now, but eventually. And if that's the case, then it opens the possibility for us being able to read each other's mind. They already did something on the internet where they sent a thought across the ocean, and like somebody with some kind of headset on through the internet, they heard a thought from somebody else. So it's got to happen. It's got to happen.
I thought you said send a thought.
I believe that's going to happen because like it's flying. We found a way to fly.
Send a thought.
That hole over there.
I'm just saying that's the next step up from phone communication privacy.
Yo, that's
you hook
crazy.
Your phone into it like you hook your phone into a port in your head and you just talk to people with your thoughts. You don't actually say anything.
Do you think the world would be better if everybody could hear each other's thoughts and there would be no lies?
I think the world would be better if we didn't have the internet.
Oh,
you gotta be kidding me.
Well, I'm just saying like this. Wait, look, I know you're unhappy with that choice, and that's a flawed opinion. Now, it's not a clear thought out opinion, but the way the internet has the world going is you're less and less connected with the people around you, and you have less and less, value in your actual life. And like I'm a prime example of it. I don't know what the fuck is going around in my real life. I don't know what my real life friends are doing. I don't even know what my fucking parents are doing. They live in the same house as me. And it's because of the internet. The internet, this is my world right here. This is what my life is. Mm-hmm. The only time I do anything different than this is, because I'm lonely. And like
we're in the infancy of it.
And you don't have a life.
Right.
We're in the infancy of it. We're in this is totally new. How all this works and how we all communicate using the internet is so new. In 100 years, we'll be much more conditioned to how things work and the dangers of it, Like when people first discover a new drug, what happens, right? Everybody's just like, give me all of it, all the time, and they completely abuse it. And then people start dying and people go, well, actually, there's things about it that are dangerous, and we come up with ways to police ourselves.
Didn't they used to have housewives tell them to, like, do ammonia or something like that?
They had them do all kinds of crazy shit.
Well, they used to have housewives like clean certain things like ammonia, which is they figured out, well, this is very bad for you.
Yeah.
Remember, people were like huffing. It was called like huffing pneumonia, some shit like that, getting
Dude,
high as fuck.
You huff ammonia, you're going dead as fuck.
I don't know what the fuck they was huffing. It was whatever's under the it was cleaning products.
Aerosol.
Gold used to have cocaine in it.
Aerosol.
Isn't ammonia like piss?
Ammonia is in piss.
It's a gas.
Okay, because I remember one time I fucking peed the bed when I was a kid, and then I ain't do nothing for like a day. My fucking whole room smelled like ammonia. My mom whipped my fucking ass. I just got up, took a shower, went out and played and shit.
Ammonia is found in trace quantities in the atmosphere being produced by a purification process of nitrogen in animals and vegetable matter. So it's from your poop and stuff like that. Any kind of bodily waste and vegetable matters that like rot create ammonia.
Sounds like when you eat vegetables and fart. You ever have those
like a liquid
farts?
form of ammonia like you get by as a cleaning product is actually like synthetically engineered.
Wings, do you ever eat like fruit and like your farts are different if you just eat a lot of fruit?
Your piss different too.
What I can tell, if I drink milk, my farts are way worse.
Might be lactose intolerant.
Lactose intolerant.
I am lactose intolerant because if I drink milk, oh my god, I blow it up, son. It's like a machine gun. It's like an Uzi out my butt.
What food makes me do that?
Butt.
Would you connect to the
Uzi out my butt. Only on the podcast show, everyone. That's a quote. Wings and then write the dash. Wings of redemption.
Remember to like the video, guys.
Wings of redemption.
Would you
never did the rapid fire forms like
by mistake? Yeah. By mistake.
I've had poops
or the
are
butt
like
clapper.
Sorry, Alex. Go on.
Yo, white boys just getting like overspoken by fart equations.
I like it.
I'm sitting here being like, oh god, like I want to hear him.
What white boy want to say something about his poop too? Like I had poop.
White boy, give it to us.
Yeah, you're on the spot now, dude.
Okay, what other kind of farts or poops do you have? Because I have poops that just like they're little droplings, and there's like 1,000 of them. In the
Rabbit
toilet.
poos.
Yeah,
I've had those. Yeah,
those are good.
It's a lack of dietary fiber in your diet.
Yeah.
But you eat a lot of carrots or something like that.
Roughage, what's called roughage. So, like leaves, salad, shit like that. Stuff that is a lubricant to your digestive system. If you don't have that, then it starts getting like rabbit poo like.
I feel like I get a lack of certain nutrients, but then my brain were like, I really, really want pineapple juice, and then I'll just drink like 2 liters of pineapple juice, and I'll be okay.
That is
like
true.
2 months.
That's true.
My brain makes me want gummy worms.
It's crazy.
It really does.
It's crazy.
I'm addicted to them shits. I don't know what's wrong with them.
It's just crazy how your body works. Like if you're lacking something that could help heal you, it'll crave it. Like pregnant women.
So imagine a motherfucker that's on heroin or something like that. Those addictive drugs, like that must be like just terrible.
Yeah. See, I'm complete because when you said different type of poops, I'm like, well, I have this kind where your legs go straight out. It's like, like,
hold on, you could poop with your legs straight out?
You never get the one that comes out so hard and fast that it makes your legs go out like somebody hit you in the knee.
No.
Well, I have those 2 flushers anyway.
There's somewhere I can't sit.
Maybe
up
I'm
straight.
too tall. I don't know.
You ever do the ones where you have to kind of like lean over?
Yeah. No, I get them.
Have you ever had that thing where just like you get this incredible pain in your bowel, like really bad?
You gotta take your hand and like push up.
Yeah, and it just fucking canes. It's so painful. You go to the loo and it's
that shit out like this,
and it's just like yeah, like you tense your stomach to try and deal with it. Right, it's the only thing that ever makes it feel anywhere near better. And then you go, like, this happened to me. I've had one of those, and I'm like, I've just got to try and go for shit. And it's just like my body is expelling some sort of shit demon. And afterwards, I feel completely clean.
Yeah,
That's the best kind. That's the best kind.
You know, when they be like, You're 10 pounds lighter, though. That's what you feel.
I like the shit that you don't even have to wipe after. You know, the ones where it comes out so fast, hard, and it's like
you got to wipe after everyone, Wayne.
Yeah, you wipe and there's like nothing on the toilet paper. It's like, damn.
It's just absolutely clean.
That's true, though.
Yeah.
But you did try to wipe, so
you did try to wipe. I'm just saying.
You didn't just get up and walk away casually. Like nobody does that.
Yeah, I was thinking.
Right, now I know what you mean.
Well, you get like sick if you did that. If you didn't wipe.
Yeah.
Well, I thought you knew so much about your asshole after the poop came out. You just felt like, I don't need it on that.
There are wipeless toilet seats.
Like
Yeah, they got water things on them.
Yeah, that shit on
No. Like there's toilet seats that are designed that spread your butt cheeks ample enough that you usually don't have to wipe very much.
Oh right.
Really?
Well, that's another level of laziness.
I don't know if you realize this, but toilet seats are designed to spread your butt cheeks. You'll figure this out if you're ever shit in the woods.
Yeah, you do have. Yeah, it does spread your paws, spread your butt cheeks a little bit when you sit on the
paws.
toilet.
Yeah, most people don't realize that the toilet seat's designed to spread your ass for you.
Yeah,
I never thought of that.
I never thought of that either until just now. Then you said shit in the woods. Then you think about like, damn,
Because when you
would
shit in the
have
woods,
to literally do
you
it
gotta,
yourself.
You gotta do this number and you gotta like.
Yep. Oh.
I thought he was gonna pull out.
Yeah, I thought he was just gonna take his shit live on the show. I was like, fucking hell, commitment to entertainment.
2 weeks in a motherfucking row, you just scared me, boy.
What'd I do last week?
We thought you was gonna pull your dick out.
Yeah.
He was like, see, I can't see it. Look, guys. We like, yo, no.
It's not that kind of show. Now, we've been talking for over an hour, and we haven't talked about any of our topics, which I think we should all give ourselves a round of applause, because I think that's an achievement. I think that's a phenomenal achievement. Does anyone want to talk about
We need a lefty on the show so he could like hit the cue, because he was like a announcer or like a operator
guys,
or
we
something,
have to cover these topics because these topics are important.
Yeah.
Hit the round of applause button.
Well, I'm just saying that a lot of our audience will probably have played Hardline or are thinking about getting Hardline, and I know there's some conflicting opinions in this call, so why don't we talk about it?
I feel we should do the cop story before we go into Hardline.
Okay, we can do that. Do you want me to show the video first and then we talk about it?
Let's show the video.
Okay.
Let's show the video.
Look at this new technology, people.
Look
Look at this. Wow, fucking hell. What is this, Ed? Well, this is a new overlay. So I'm going to play it for the stream, and I'll tell you when it's done. If you guys want to watch it yourselves, that's great.
Should we watch it at the same time?
Yeah, I'm watching it right now.
It?
I'm watching it with the stream. Come on, guys. We are watching it together.
Well, tell us when the stream sees it, Ed, and we'll just all start with the stream.
They're seeing it right now. They're seeing the first video on that page right now.
Okay.
I only got one.
Video shows police beating man
doing traffic stops. That's yeah.
This is in Michigan.
Michigan. Life's cold to D.
It's so cold in the D. Do they hear audio? Does it have
They do,
audio?
but because we're in a Skype call, it's very low.
Yeah, you don't really need audio for this.
Yeah, because I don't hear any audio at all.
Have you guys seen the police video where they show you how they train cops for traffic stops? It's just creepy, dude. They train them for the worst possible scenario. They train them for the anomaly.
Why are they just hitting them for no reason, though? Like,
Back of the head. That'd be illegal in the UFC.
yeah, definitely.
Well, I don't know if you noticed, right? Notice the third cop that comes in that pretty much wrenches the dude's arm.
Dude, this is
I only see two so far.
There's two, but a third one comes in a minute. Watch when the third one comes in.
I got a question for Wings. Why don't police officers use their mag lights more often?
Their mag lights?
Yeah.
I guess it bruises easier. I don't know. Like they have nightsticks, which hurt a lot worse than a mag light. Look at the third guy. He like comes in and wrenches the guy's arm behind him. What I don't understand is like what, like I couldn't be a cop because if I came up here and you got the guy beaten down and there's like 3 other dudes on him, I couldn't be like, "Hey, dude, let me help out. Can I get a leg?"
Yeah, like what?
I'd be like, "Well, what
do they? What goes through their minds?"
I bet you money if they stopped and let this guy get up, he would comply.
Yeah, there's no way. Like,
I understand not every situation has to be like that, but I feel like this one would.
Look how many of them there are.
But it also is
Jesus.
kind of scary that they can't arrest this dude, and he's like still
They
struggling.
can arrest the dude.
They can. They're beating him up on purpose. They're punishing him for resisting arrest.
Well, it seemed for a while they couldn't get that that left arm behind his back.
Because he's probably scared. He doesn't know what's going on.
Don't you just submit at that point, though? Like, what's the point of fighting when there's like 4 cops on?
Sometimes you don't realize that you're fighting. Like he put his arm up.
You don't want him to break your
from,
arm.
No, he put his arm up because he's getting punched in the head. Your natural reaction is to defend yourself. That's your brain telling you, you got to stop this.
That's fucking unbelievable.
And then you have another guy pulling, but you're still getting punched in the head. You want to come back and protect yourself.
So why did they pull this guy over? What was the...
Where's the other
Trying to
drug
stop
video?
Oh,
The
being searched and being pulled from his
So that was just for running a stop sign?
It might be this second video, so I'm going to play that.
Where is it though?
The second video is him in the back of the squad car, but I don't
No,
know.
there's a third video further down, which I've just started playing.
Where's the when they planted the stuff?
I didn't. It might be on this page, but I didn't link it. But there is a video floating around of them showing the officer planting stuff on the car.
I like
Look at this guy, man. Look at his fucking face.
Where is it?
Yeah, I don't have a link.
I don't have it.
It's just further down on the same page.
Oh, okay.
It's the third video.
Yeah, the guy's he's fucked up. They show if you want to, you can look up pictures of him in the hospital and stuff. Because when he was at the hospital, they said he didn't know they had planted drugs, but I guess they said something about it to him because he asked the hospital to test him for drugs, and they did, and he was clean.
Wings, I think you should have a segment. You bring a cop negligence video every week, and we review it.
People hate it, dude. People hate it when I do this stuff. It's something I'm passionate about. I think this is bullshit. I think cops should be better trained. I think cops shouldn't be trained for an anomaly. Like when they in a video when they train cops, they have the rookie cop come up to a guy, and there's another cop in the car, obviously.
Okay,
and the first thing the other cop in the car does is open the door, start shooting the rookie cop. And they trained him over and over and over on this scenario. I'm like, how many times is that ever going to happen to a cop?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Once a year, maybe?
Yeah, it's fucking crazy. I've got to say, like, this is all I want to say about the subject is, pardon me, I saw this video, just like I've seen all of them. And I don't know why, but I was in a different mood the time I watched this, and I really realised, like, I don't see this on my TV. Ever. I don't see this. This is not part of my reality, my daily life. There is not videos of police brutality seemingly all the time in Europe, especially in England. Like, I'm not saying it doesn't happen. Obviously, police can be brutal anywhere. That's not what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
But this isn't part of my... this isn't normality to me. And I'm watching this being like, this is really fucking horrific that your police do this. Like, this is all the time. Like, we can't go a month without one, right?
A week. I can't go a week without one.
Can't go any period of time. And I tweeted about it. I was like, maybe this is normal to you, right? So in America, people conflate issues of race and racism, and there's reasons to either believe that they're being victimized or they're not, depending on your politics and stuff. And I'm like, whatever the case, this isn't fucking normal. And that's just an outsider's perspective. Like, this is fucking crazy.
I want to point this out because this might escape some people, but the internet shows no bias. The internet doesn't care where its videos come from. Mm-hmm. If the UK guys were beating the shit out of people, they would put UK police up there. But there are UK cops that have gotten aggressive.
Yeah.
But it's nowhere near on the volume of the United States police officers. Nowhere near. I mean, like, look at Russia. Russia's a country that's known for being balls to the wall in your face. Where are their cop-ass whoopings? Why do they have cop-ass whoopings on the YouTube every day? You don't think I wouldn't watch a Russian police guy beat the shit out of somebody?
Do you think they're scared that the Russians are going to retaliate?
probably. I would say that it definitely does happen in
I don't
Russia.
think the people who upload these videos care about like foreign politics.
Yeah, they don't give a fuck about anything.
Yeah,
like if I have a Russian cop sitting or videotaping, I don't think they give a shit about foreign politics.
Yeah,
no, I was thinking the people recording it, the police would know them.
Well, they might not have the ability to record over there.
That's what I was gonna say.
It might be illegal.
Like a camera.
It might be illegal to film the police.
They're trying to pass a law right now in Texas where you can't stand within 50 feet of a cop and videotape him.
Wow. So they're gonna be whipping ass.
I mean, and that's just to slow down this bomb because people are coming aware. I don't feel like cops have gotten worse. I feel like cops have always been the same. But the fact is, more cameras have gotten into people's hands. Yeah, more people have these than they did in the 1960s. Just imagine what cops were like in the 60s, where they could throw a bag of cocaine in your car, beat your shit, and then come out like he's a hero. And,
like that's the only thing. That's the only thing where. Remember, you said internet makes it worse. That's the only thing that helps out a little bit. That brings,
What's interesting is that there is a video that alleges that that one of the arresting officers planted the cocaine on the guy. And you can see from the video, we don't have it here, but you can see that he takes the evidence from his own pocket. Right, and that is part of his lawyer's defense, which also got all his charges thrown out. But that police officer has been fired before. He's known as RoboCop for being like really aggressive and securing a lot of arrests, but he's also been investigated for planting evidence. So at this point, I'm like, how are you still a fucking cop? Like, how is
he going to get any charges pulled up against him?
Like he's been investigated but cleared. All right.
They're always cleared.
Yeah, they're always cleared, right?
John, you remember that video you did a video on where the guy got shot in the passenger seat because he had a gun in the glove box? And I go, dude, the cop pulled the gun out of the glove box. Like you see it in the video, the cop grabs the gun in the glove box and throws it on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
That cop was arrested for raping a person and blackmailing her before that.
Yeah.
Like he would take a girl and say he's gonna give her this drug charge if she won't fuck him. And like we gotta weed these people out of the police force. We gotta weed the shitty practices, the shitty training. People like they need to be retrained. If they're getting retrained to shoot people as soon as they have their gun on their hand on the gun, if that's the training, that's fucking terrible.
One chance and you out. No retrain, nothing. Get them the fuck out of here.
You shouldn't be able to be a cop. If you get fired from the police,
no second chance, and
if
exactly
you get fired
what he's
anywhere, you should be on like a no rehire list.
Do you think the amount of guns in America, is that the difference between UK police and American police? Do you think the United States police are a little bit more anxious because there's so much more guns and there's more violence?
I would imagine so.
It has to be.
Yeah,
I just think we can't go back to the no gun
but
thing
I think
because we have too many guns.
I think it's a question of attitude as well. I think that any evidence that I've seen of American cops, even American cops that I've spoken to, I've been on a podcast somewhere and a cop was on the show and we were talking about exactly this kind of stuff. And he was like, in his spare time, he's like a UFC fucking guy, right? And he's saying like, yeah, I really like fighting the guys that think they can beat me and watching their face when they realize that they can't. And I'm like, you're a fucking cop, man. Why are you fucking enjoying fighting? Like, why are you enjoying the fighting of these fucking people?
Every situation.
Like, that's not your job, man.
Imagine how many people he arrests and they think they're a tough guy. He fuck them up.
Yeah, pretty much.
How many people does he egg on to fight him just so
exactly.
He can see it?
That was going to be my next question. I was like, what's wrong with you? Like, what's wrong with you? Do you understand what this job is supposed to be? It's not. You're not going to be an action hero. You've watched too much Chuck Norris. All right? You've watched too much of this. I think it's the culture. I think there is part of American culture that celebrates violence. I do. I think in movies and TV, violence is an answer, a valid answer to confrontation.
Let's take this stop right here, Eddie. Like, if I was this cop and obviously the guy had ran from you. He had failure to stop for blue light. Why come at him hostile? I mean, I would have come out with my gun drawn just like that cop. But as soon I wouldn't have attacked him as soon as he opened the door. As soon as he got out and I seen he had no weapons, I'd be like, sir, can you get back in the car, please? And once he got back in the car, I would have talked to him. And I told him what was going on. I'm like, dude, I have to arrest you tonight. And, let's take this easy as it possibly can. I don't want to give you any more charges than you have to have. Can you just please step out the car? Maybe put these handcuffs on you. We'll get you in the back of the squad car. We'll have you out by in the morning. If it's just a misunderstanding. Yeah. That's how that traffic stop goes. And why don't you tell people what's happening? Like, dude, if you want to swing at me, that's going to be a resisting arrest. It's going to be a lot worse on you. Yeah. I mean, just go with it.
Like, but to me, my thought pattern is, I flagged him down. He hasn't stopped immediately. But he has stopped. He hasn't driven away and tried to escape. He's stopped. He's found a place to stop. Okay, fine. So there's two things here. Maybe he was just looking for a place to stop. Or maybe there's something in his car that he doesn't want us to find. Right? So he really actually didn't want to stop, but then thought better of it. Okay, approach with caution. So you talk to him. You talk to him like a human being. Like, you ask him questions. You ask him, can you step outside the car, please?
But he disrespected the badge.
See, that's all that macho bullshit. All that, like, the hunger for power and authority is what I don't recognise. Like, there's an English cop that I had a verbal with once that was like, you don't want to start on us, mate. That's a bad idea. And he said it with a lot of swagger. And he was with an older cop. And the older cop just sort of like rolled his eyes. He's with him. It's just like his partner. He's just like, oh god,
Here goes this guy. Again.
Yeah, here goes this guy. This other guy was younger and like obviously goes to the gym 24/7. I'm like, this guy is searching for someone, and that's the one experience that I've ever had that was anywhere vaguely near that. But they don't have guns, and neither do I. So it's totally different here. It's totally different.
This guy didn't have a gun either, but he had 8 cops stomping his shit in.
Yeah.
To me, that's
and
what
got
freaks
a drug
me out.
charge.
It's like 2 cops get him out of the car, and then every overweight, stereotypical white male cop extra in Detroit decided that it was time to get some screen time and pile on this guy.
Here's the funny thing about Detroit. If you have like somebody rob your house, it takes them 3 hours to show up. But if they catch an ass whooping on the side of the street, 9 of them bitches are there within a minute.
You see how quick they showed up? Yeah, that was crazy, right?
Yeah.
It's like there's a battlefield.
We got action, guys.
Respawn command post.
I mean, it's like that's fucked up. They're not busy. They're just ignoring you when you actually have to have them actually do work. Where they got to come write a report.
Where they might really get hurt.
I'm not saying. I truly believe that there are good cops in America. And for them,
there's plenty of them.
It must
be good Nazis too. Schindler's List.
Yeah, but he's not a Nazi, right?
Well, I mean, he's
a member of the Nazi party.
The good cop is not a good cop. He's a regular cop. And all the bad cops are terrible cops.
Okay.
Cops
you can frame it however you want. You can frame it however you want. My point was that it's got to be soul destroying for those people to be working in that industry, and to have, it's not even an industry, to working in that service, and to have people destroy your reputation and it must make your job so much more difficult.
There's people that are shitty at their job, and you see 9 of them right there. There was not a good cop in that video, because a good cop would have been like, come on, fellas, we don't need to do this.
Or he probably wasn't in.
A good cop would be like, dude, you can't plant those drugs. I'm about to tattle on you.
This whole situation reminds me of a Chappelle Show episode when they sprinkle the crack.
Yeah. Crack on them. Sprinkle the crack on them.
Was that the one where he's like, how to talk to the police?
Oh, yeah. How not to and how to talk to them, yeah.
Yeah.
Dave Chappelle was so funny for like 5 years, and then he went.
You see him now? You see his last
I hear he just like he's an asshole, and he goes to shows and he just tells stories and like, you motherfuckers know who I am, blah blah blah.
He looked like he would beat the shit out of somebody now.
Isn't he like a little small motherfucker?
He was. He was just a skinny dude.
Yeah.
Like a Snoop Doggy Dogg type of skinny. But he's not skinny anymore. He's been working out. Like
He went to Africa and became a warlord.
yeah, he fucking left, came back. He's still funny as shit. That stand-up I saw was funny as hell.
He's one of my favorites.
Yeah, he's real good.
Holy shit, Dave Chappelle had been hitting iron.
Yeah, you see him?
Yeah.
Link it and I'll put it on.
Yeah,
screen.
link it. I was about to say.
I can give you the Google link. Is that good enough? No.
Just,
I hate Google links.
Yeah, Google link's fine. I'll just whack it.
It'd be like all nice pictures
Yeah.
and then like one pussy or something, like one dick all the time.
Big ass Dave Chappelle. He ain't no jive
Is it in the
turkey,
chat?
but
Matter of fact,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
in the chat, but this is a better one right here.
All right.
This is like a before and after picture.
God, he looks like Bane in one of these photos. Let me just show that.
like look at the second one.
He looks like Bane. Let's go.
the skinny one, he looked like he been smoking a lot of fucking weed that day, boy.
Not as bad as yours, I fear.
Like what's up with the fucking ring? Like those fat rings. You see Boogie wear them all the time.
Ring, I don't see it. Where?
On his pointer finger.
On his pointer finger.
Oh, I have no clue what that is.
Like
I
is that supposed to be fashionable?
I
Oh,
don't
he
know.
puts that on his dick.
He
It's
does.
a cock-
He does. This guy looks like Bane now. Look at that. It's fucking hilarious. Looks like he's gonna fucking break somebody.
Yeah, Chappelle got big, man.
I didn't know this. Oh man.
Chappelle Show. Chappelle Show.
Bell show.
There you go, audience.
Have you noticed like when people start getting like big, they change? I guess maybe it's the testosterone kicks up in them. They all get more macho and shit like that.
I don't know what it is, but me, I don't use anything. So
You don't got to use anything. Your body makes more testosterone to keep the muscle going.
I know what you mean, but some people got that hype from using supplements and shit too.
Shit, fucking Dave Chappelle went to Africa, found weights.
He actually
Eat up.
wasn't in Africa for that long. You know that, right? He was only there
Yeah,
for like
of course
3
he
weeks.
wasn't.
He probably got off the plane, realized they didn't speak English, got back on it.
He probably like, man,
No, he was in South Africa. They do
it's
speak
hot as
English there.
fuck down here.
He's South Africa. That's where the white people live.
That's where he went.
That's where you go for safari in Johannesburg and shit
Man, you
like
don't-
that. It's the middle of Africa where all the poor people are at.
No, they've definitely got black
Man,
people in
nobody
South
don't want
Africa.
to. I don't know nobody that be like, I'm going back to Africa. Whatever.
I don't think it-
Whatever. Huh?
I just think it was him wanting to escape the situation he was in. I think
Yeah.
they
he
put a
didn't.
lot of pressure on him to. I mean, we all know what it's like to. You know, we work on such a small scale, right? We make YouTube videos and stuff like that, and we all feel the pressure of making content. So imagine, like, you make what you do, and it's just what you do, and then it becomes the biggest comedy show in the world, and people are you're so hot at that point. People just want more of your stuff. Gimme, make more content all the time, like every day. And they're throwing money at you. And at a certain point, you just like run out of jokes. I really think the pressure was just like, I don't want to deal with this, actually. Do you know what? I need a break. I don't want to have to work 23 hours a day all the time.
Carrot Top is on something.
Yeah, look at this one, shit.
Yeah, Carrot Top definitely.
This
on
fucking Carrot Top, dog.
Carrot. He could play Sweet Tooth in a Twisted Metal movie.
He could
I've
play
seen
Chucky. He could play a real life.
Dude, he
Chucky,
just looks
like.
fucking weird to me.
I
That's
bet his
crazy.
pussy level went straight through the roof, though.
I mean,
He
he's
looked
been playing Vegas for years.
He always been funny, so he always got pussy.
He's like a
weird
very
looking dude,
feminine
man.
redhead dude.
But he look worse now. Like, if I was a bitch, I'd be like, a bitch is a female. I'd be like, I don't know, like, what the fuck? You look crazy, like.
Dude, look
I'll
at
be
that
right
picture. The 1994 to 2007 one shows
Yeah,
you what
that's what I was just
That's
looking
so
at.
fucking weird, man.
I got an echo going on.
White boy's headphones is near the mic.
That's crazy.
You get it?
That's
What
plastic surgery
force
right there.
Yeah, it is.
headphones. Yeah.
We can hear ourselves, right?
Holy fuck, Carrot Top, dog. You live at the gym.
Did you show the chat that?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Okay. What else do we got to talk about? Windows
Hardline.
XP 10, Windows
Hardline
10.
games.
Go do Hardline, yeah.
I'm back.
What do we want to talk about?
What
Hardline?
what do
In
we actually
Hardline.
want to talk about?
I
What
want
do
to
we
talk about
like
Hardline.
or
I've been playing Hardline like all week.
like crazy?
I've been having a lot of fun with it.
You playing
know
on
Wings-
console or PC, Alex?
A PlayStation 4.
PlayStation Nation, baby.
Can I give my rundown of Hardline before
Oh God.
y'all get it up there? Because I'm the one with the negative out view of it. And keep in
Don't
mind,
be so sure.
here I'm gonna give you a reason I don't like Hardline, but keep in mind that I do play the game and I do find enjoyable aspects of it. It's not a game that's like, oh man, I'd never play this. It's enjoyable aspects.
Oh, like Advanced Warfare, basically.
Right. It's not Advanced Warfare.
Okay, all right.
But let me give you my downfalls of Hardline, and I'm gonna give it to you straight. The only way I know how to give it. I know Eddie just did a video about this.
Yeah.
Real deal, motherfucker.
Yep.
Hardline 2014, new game. I feel like Hardline is a game that wasn't supposed to be a AAA release. I feel like what happened was EA pushed Visceral into this idea of a project. It was supposed to be an episodic game. Even the single player is loaded in episodes, as you got 1 through 10. And I feel like the multiplayer is very sparse. There's very few weapons in the game, especially for a Battlefield game. If you go to Battlefield 4, you'll see that even like there's 36 weapons that any class can use in Battlefield 4, and then each class has like 12 to 16 individual weapons they can use. Then you come over to Hardline, where there's literally 5 weapons each class can use, and it's very sparse, and that kind of points in the direction that this game was not designed to be a full release, but a overtime release. Say you'd buy the game for $40, and you would get episode 1 and some multiplayer, episode 2 and some more multiplayer, episode 3 and some more multiplayer. And when I say more multiplayer, they would release new guns. But they decided to change up probably 70% into the production life of the game itself. And they changed it so you charge $60 for the game, charge $59.99 for premium, and you get everything you were going to get for $40. Because a lot of people notice that Hardline actually looks worse than Battlefield 4, and it obviously runs on an early Battlefield 4 engine or build, and because of hit detection and things like that. And that comes from with episodic games that have a lower budget. Like if you look at the new Resident Evil Revelations, which was also an episodic game, you see that it looks like an old PS3 game, not a next-gen platform game. And that's because of time constraints and budget. Granted, Hardline was pushed back, but I feel like when Hardline was pushed back, they changed from the episodic build to the full AAA release build. And I think that's where that time came from. And there's things inside the game that really show this off. It has very, 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 very bad internet packets. Like there's so many one-bullet kills, and that comes from the way the latency is controlled in the game. So you have 2 or 3 bullets coming to you at the same packet, and it looks like you just got you just got fucking topped off. And none of the game guns are balanced. Very few of the guns are balanced because it could be a couple factors. One, it could be because Visceral Games are terrible at first-person shooters, which their only other shooter game they've ever made was the James Bond games on PlayStation 2, or it could be that the guns are balanced towards guns that we haven't got yet that you're going to get in premium. There could be 25 guns behind that premium paywall that we don't even see, and there's guns are balanced towards those guns. I don't know, but and at the core of it, it doesn't feel like Battlefield. The single player is a stealth campaign. The multiplayer is remnants of Battlefield. It has aspects of Battlefield, but it plays more like a Call of Duty game because the vehicles are so lackluster and play such a little part of the game, it's almost comical. I give it a 6 out of 10.
Okay, so I'm going to give it another lukewarm, and then you two can go with the positives. So for me, I play it on PC, and I've got a 980 so I can run it at Ultra. And I'm playing it on Ultra, and I'm like, this looks like a fucking Xbox One game. Like, that's the visual fidelity of it. And I compared this within one play session of playing it And then I went and played Flood Zone on Battlefield 4. I played that on Ultra and everything as well. And the difference is huge. Like, I was like, holy shit, this is a beautiful game. Like, it's really beautiful. And part of the reason why I'm not enjoying Hardline is because I actually think it being a different game is fine. So I like Hardline for game modes like Hotwire and Blood Money. But those games don't work on every map. Right? Hotwire in particular is better on larger maps, and Blood Money is better on smaller maps. And what happens is they try and make them play on all of the tiny map rotation that there is anyway, and it doesn't really work. Like, there are certain maps that don't work in Conquest. For example, Block doesn't work on Conquest. The nighttime raid map that I like to call it, the Hollywood Heights, that's it, the nuke town of the game, doesn't work in Conquest Large. And I don't think traditional game modes work very well in this game because the maps are too small, or there's some maps that do work in Conquest, like Dust Bowl works in Conquest, but it doesn't work in other games because all the little houses just mean that people just sit in them and don't do anything and just play TDM essentially, even in objective modes, and it's tiresome to play. So if they got around that and they made certain game modes only certain maps, great. Now, I like Hotwire, right? Hotwire is great, but it's not great when you get a server full of people who spawn in with the RPG upgrades to the cars, and they sit in a bush and wait for someone to drive by. Bang, triple kill. Hotwire would be great with no vehicles aside from the cars, maybe one chopper each side, maybe. And RPG spawns turned off, so the only s'mores and RPGs that you can get are on the map. So what's great about Hotwire is it turns into a car chase simulator, which is fucking great, right? If everyone's leaning out of the fucking windows and trying to take the driver out and sniping people and shit, and you're in loads of car chases and shooting people off bikes,
crashing
and shit, fucking fantastic. And I've played the game when it's been like that, but I've also played the game where every objective vehicle is sabotaged by engineers, which means that once you get in it and try and drive it away, it just fucking explodes. Really irritating.
Right? You're forgetting about the really good helicopter pilots with transport helicopter and the minigun.
Yeah, it's a nightmare.
That right there by itself kills the other team. Yeah. You let the transport helicopter go with the minigun, you're not winning.
Yeah, it's too difficult.
The transport helicopter?
The transport. You get a transport guy who can fly. You get a guy on the left side with a minigun.
Guys,
it will shred a car in less than 3 seconds.
Yeah. There are balancing issues about it, but the core gameplay, there's a seed of an idea that I really like. So I'm not just being totally negative. Okay, so let's move on to
TDM's also a spawn trap haven.
The spawns in TDM, let's not talk about that. I mean, that's a joke. They obviously need to look at it. It's clearly broken how it is. But anyway, aside from that, the biggest problem for me is the weapon balance and the class balance. There's about 4 usable guns in the game. They're not. I say usable. Really, what I mean is better than every other gun in the game.
Can I name them?
Go ahead.
P90.
Yep.
The K10.
Yep.
You better say the M16.
Yeah, that's one. That's one that I count.
Fucking say the M16.
The M16 is ridiculous.
Oh my god.
The M16. I wanted to say it, but I'm sort of thinking through the assault guns, like which one's there.
The 416 is not
and
bad.
The Scout Elite.
Right. The Scout Elite may be on console, but this is my next point. There's no balancing. So I recon in Battlefield. Everybody knows this. I also play other things, but I like to recon. Now, in this game, they've made it much smaller, much more fast-paced, and you die quicker. So what they did with the snipers is made them not as good as they are in Battlefield 4. It is easier to be aggressive, like I like to play, in Battlefield 4 than it is in Hardline. Except in Hardline, I die much, much, much quicker than I would in Battlefield 4.
Quicker, yeah.
So both the bullet velocities and the overall damage range, damage drop-off ranges for one-shot kills, there's one sniper in the game called the Knockout, which is a one-shot up to 50 meters. But you literally have to go through hell on earth to get that. But not everybody has it.
Eddie.
Yeah.
Since you too, white boy, you use snipers too. Since you guys use snipers, right? They're not as much annoying on release, but in the beta, the snipers were so bad. Like
That's because the game was free.
bad. I'm talking about like the snipers were so annoying. Do you feel a difference? Like
That's because the game was free and
Yeah.
people that normally won't buy it bought it, and bad players always go towards recon.
yeah, I know that, but people got the game for like the little $5 thing on Xbox, and I saw no sniper gameplay. Like nobody used the snipers now.
So the reason why so many people use the snipers in the beta, and the reason why on release the professional kit is a total piece of shit, is that the best and most effective way of taking out vehicles wasn't any launcher aside from like free fire, right?
Like a slug or some shit.
Was the Magnum rounds for the snipers.
Yeah.
Now what they did is they occupied the slot that straight pull bolt is in. So straight pull means that you can shoot and not have to come out of zoom to cock your bolt back. So you could stay in and go bang, bang. Right, so that's why you get sniper spam, straight pull bolt. Now, Magnum ammo has been completely nerfed, not only against vehicles, but it actually makes it worse against people at range. And it still has all the... They've made the penalties for taking it even worse. It slows the rate of fire down much further. So you can't get off multiple shots. The damage against vehicles is completely nerfed. So every way that you could be useful as a professional in this game has been nerfed. And you don't have spawn beacons, you don't have C4, they've been given to other classes. So for me and how I like to play, the game isn't great. And I end up using other kits just because I want to get some kills without outplaying someone and getting shit on, which is what happens now. And for me, in a game where you make it faster pace and you make people die quicker, and then you make the snipers worse than the proper Battlefield game, I think it's a terrible decision. And
I disagree. I feel the snipers are better in Hardline than they are in
total. Dude, I went from one game to the other.
Console.
I went from one game to the other, and like the M40 in Battlefield 4, the bullet velocity is fairly low on that gun for the game.
There's no drop rate on the Scout Elite. Like, there's no drop rate.
There is drop.
It's a little bit, but for the most part, no.
Why you say a little bit like that?
There is
like
drop.
I've used the Scout Elite and I've shot somebody from like across the map, like that big, that like mountaintop over D and like Dust Bowl.
Yeah,
I've shot him from C with barely just moving up just a tad.
It's not as severe as Battlefield 4, but to be honest, my problem with sniping is never bullet drop. Bullet drop's easy to compensate for, actually, if you're any good.
My problem is a 2-shot that shoots faster than a semi-automatic in Battlefield 4.
It's
like
on PC, it's rubbish.
He shoots the gun faster than the guy can actually cock the bolt back animation. Like Gear got killed by him and he's pow 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 pow.
It doesn't work like that on PC for whatever reason. The Scout Elite is good, but it's not. It can't one-shot kill, so you cannot play up close and personal, right? You cannot be.
You're not supposed to play that kid up close and personal,
right? So if you're not, how are you going to play on smaller maps?
Well, the fact is, the sniper
my
has
point
the
is
best weapon.
my sorry, let me cut
if you
off
don't
here.
go for headshots and you go for the 2-shot kill, the sniper has the most effective way to kill people with a good KD spread.
No way, you're talking out of your ass, dude. I play this kit all the time. This is how I play Battlefield. The professional kit in Battlefield Hardline is way weaker than every other class. If you want to tell me that the best way to get a high KD isn't to use the K10 or P90, you're out of your fucking mind. Because the K10 is a COD gun in a Battlefield game.
I think it's to use an assault rifle, to be honest.
The K10 does.
Right.
Let's not get in an argument here.
M16, dog.
No. Most of the maps are small. Right.
K10 got 26 bullets, and you're going to go against 5 people. You're going to go against 5 people.
It's a COD gun. It does 34 damage per bullet up close, firing at 1200 RPM. If there's 5 people in a room and you can shoot, they're dead. There's no other gun that can do that aside from maybe the P90.
You also have a vest on.
Yeah, you have armor plating, which means that you take 50% less damage to the chest. The K10, and everybody says this, is retarded. Like,
yeah, I hear that a lot, but you run out of bullets too fast.
You get armor for having a gun?
So the medic the medic.
No, the engineer.
The mechanic.
Oh,
mechanic
okay.
has mechanic has a bulletproof vest he can wear.
Yeah, makes you more damage resistant.
I don't use the
they run
mechanic
around
at all.
more, basically.
That's why almost everybody's a mechanic because they have the bulletproof vest and the grenade launcher and the,
I'm a
and the
mechanic.
overpowered guns.
Yeah.
I'm a mechanic because I fly the chopper all the time now.
I've been using a lot of the scout. I've been sniping a lot, and it does not work on team deathmatch at all unless you get a nice spot where you can camp up, and then it works really good. Like if I learned this from Wings, you just need to get a little spot, especially in hardline because it's so fast paced, and that's one of the things that I want to say about hardline that I like. It's really fast paced, and it's silly too. It's like
It's
goofy.
super fast.
Yeah.
Because the little conversations the players will have with each other, I just find it hilarious. Like somebody was in an attack helicopter and I wouldn't get out, and he was just saying, "Get out, get out, get out," and I was like,
Affirmative.
"No," I said sorry.
Sorry.
I said sorry, and then I forgot what like the in-game character said something hilarious. I forgot. They were like, "This motherfucker's slow," or I don't know.
Yeah.
And it's hilarious.
I loved it. I love the player chatter in that game.
But like you just need to get one nice location and hold it down, and people will flood to you, especially in team deathmatch.
I think the game was
Ring
made
that dinner
for-
bell. Call them home, baby.
I think the game was made for 16 v 16, like 32 player lobbies instead of the 64-man battlefield.
Yeah, it's too much.
I think they just put the 64-man battlefield lobby because it's
PC elitists.
battlefield. Yeah.
PC elitists would have a fucking heart attack if they couldn't get their 5-man multi-sprays.
That's not
Yeah,
true.
yeah.
Most of the PC guys, especially on YouTube, are saying exactly what Jive just said.
Yeah, I
Especially
think
in
it's
games
made
like
for,
Blood Money and Hotwire, they're like 64-man just doesn't work in a game mode like that because there's too much opportunity for someone to just sit in a fucking bush.
64-man hot wire.
It's like
I'm
it's
honest-
completely
The only
pointless.
the only 64-man is Conquest on console.
Conquest.
Oh, maybe on console. Well, maybe they did something sensible for console and limited the player numbers. And
it's only
It's only on console. Large
You-
Conquest.
yo. Console, I don't think it's open to
private
making
servers.
your own servers yet. Because
Right.
they did that. They did that with Battlefield 4. We had to wait to get our servers, like our custom servers. So they'll be coming soon. They'll be coming. The 64-man hot wire and
Pointless.
You couldn't do Blood Money with 64-man. It would be pointless. Like literally,
It
there'd be
is
like
pointless.
8 guys camping. There'd be 8 guys camping the vaults on both sides, and there'd be like
Dude,
50
I played
guys
on...
on the money.
unless
I
they
played-
make more blood money spots to get the money.
No, okay. I'll tell you the worst experience I've had on Hardline. And I like parts of the game. I like Blood Money as a game type. I think it's great.
I do too.
There was, you know the map, it's called Downtown, right? So one of the
Yes.
one of the cash piles is in one of the really tall buildings that has the elevators. And just to the right of that,
on
there's-
downtown?
yeah, on Downtown,
It's on a small building.
no, it's in
It's
somewhere.
it's in the small building where you can see through the roof. And then next to it is a tall
Oh, right, okay, there. Right,
Yeah.
so in that building with a small glass roof, there's loads of little shops, right?
Yes.
I'm in a fucking 64-man server for some reason. And I'm not joking. It's like every single person has set up a stall behind the serving table in every one of these shops, and they're just waiting for people to try and play the objective.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I can't play this game. I
That's a
cannot
sensible
play.
strategy.
That's
I
that's
I
why-
cannot play this game. I will refuse to watch you not play the objective and to just sit there. I can't do
I wonder
that.
if these people listen to us because why don't like a 64-man lobby? It could be that money pile, then the other building all the way on top, another money pile. Like spread it apart, spread it around. It have to be more money piles.
Just don't have that
Like
fucking
that's
shit
the
map
only
in
way
the
you can play the
rotation.
objective. That's the only way you can play the objective. With 64-man, I'm not talking about like 32, 16 v 16 or whatever.
Oh, dude, it made me so mad.
64 is just too much. It's overkill.
I'd
I
had
think
such a
Battlefield should
good
be
game.
60 versus 16 straight up.
Yeah.
Well, hardline maybe. I don't
I'm
think.
talking about I'm talking about like Battlefield 2 gun damage, hardline maps, 16 versus 16. Good to go.
on hardline. You mean?
No, that's how a Battlefield game should play.
No.
Like Bad Company 2.
No.
I like 64-man servers on Conquest on Battlefield 4.
Yeah,
There's some
Conquest
really
Battlefield
great maps
4.
for that.
Woo, woo.
But what about maps that shouldn't be 64-man, like Operation Locker?
We
That's
just
crazy.
don't have it.
Operation Locker's fucking terrible.
I just leave.
Locker, Metro, terrible.
Locker and Metro is horrible.
There shouldn't be 64-man infantry maps.
That's the block. I like the map.
The block is insane.
And all those maps are rectangular.
They're linear.
Like if you look at them, yeah.
They're really linear.
Rectangle maps.
And they always have one in every Battlefield game because they think...
They do it on purpose. Meat grind. That's what they call them, the meat grinders.
They do it on purpose. And then, like, I'm looking at these maps. I'm, like, looking at Metro. I'm looking at Locker. And I'm just like, there are people... People's tastes will never cease to amaze me, right? So there are people that run Battlefield 4 servers 24/7 Locker 64-man. Never changes.
They're crazy, aren't they?
I'm just like, who in their right mind does the same thing over and over again? So Locker, what you're talking about is support kit, bipod, LMG. Right? Smoke grenades, IRV. We've all done it, right? We've all done it. It's no shame. It's a safe place with friends. We've all done it. And they're doing this all day.
Do you think people play those for the 8-man grenades?
You want to see something that's fucking creepy? Look at the Nuketown 24/7 servers.
Yeah, nuke. What is called nuke hotwired. Nuke hijacked. Nuke jacked.
Nuke jacked, yeah.
It's Nuketown and hijacked all day playlist.
And you know why people play that way, right?
XP or
it's the only way they can get kills.
Yeah, because they die a lot.
They die a lot, and they take advantage of the spawn system. They shoot people
don't care. People talk about, I love Hardline, the fastness, the way they die. Jive, you were saying something about Ghosts. They die quick. I said, yeah, Ghosts, they die quick is cool because it's only 6v6. You know, the ratio of people shooting at you is different. Like Hardline, you die fast as fuck, and it's 32 people shooting at you.
And
like,
there's 32. There's 32 fucking houses with 4 windows each, with some bastard sitting there, like with laser trip mines, I might add. Like, I'm a recon. Laser trip mines are part of the recon kit. I don't want laser trip mines or claymores for the professionals. Fuck those people. Like, I made a video about how to recon properly. It's not how to recon properly. It's how to recon like me, like aggressively and stupidly, and not how you're supposed to play that kit. But I was like,
use your laser trip mine to protect your team, like on a back way.
Yeah, but it's just I hate that sort of stuff. I hate claymores. I hate things that slow the game.
I use the semi-automatic rifles. I'll use my laser trip mines to protect like flanks on my team. You know, and I'll just be there. You know, I'll be the supportive guy.
I feel like laser trip mines, you have to use them like grenades in Call of Duty 4 and just place them down before you die in like a hot contested area.
Wait till you spawn.
You always get kills. It's so easy to get kills.
Yeah.
With the laser trip mine. And
laser trip mines.
You get the plus 100.
Yeah. Laser trip mines in Hotwire in the middle of the road. Fine. Like that's fine. Like, that's okay.
Yeah.
But, like, just in some random building somewhere in Conquest, like, some recon...
Yeah, but you gotta be an idiot to run into them anyway. They're IQ tests.
But
no, they're difficult to see on some maps. They are difficult
in Battlefield, sometimes you come up the elevator, and then it's like nothing you can do. It's a claymore there or something. Like, it's like, okay, there's nothing I can do. And they're waiting there with a bipod aiming at the elevator. Like, come on, man.
I suppose what I'm trying to say...
motherfuckers on Battlefield, they got more claymore kills than you got, like, gun kills with certain weapons.
Dude.
So, Jack, what do you think of the game? Like, what's your rating out of 10?
I give
nice
it
things, some bad things.
Wings gave it a what you give it, a 6?
6 out of 10.
I give it a weak 8, like a
8.
just above 7, because you die so fast. You die so fast. At the same time, it's a breath of fresh air because it's a breath. It's a breath of fresh air. It's a breath of fresh air because Advanced Warfare was so fucking bad. Like, you know, that's another thing. If Advanced Warfare was like good or at least playable, people would be like, oh, Hardline sucks. Like, you know, like, but I give it a weak 8. Because
so you're saying that the reason Hardline's popular is because Advanced Warfare sucks donkey dicks.
Advanced Warfare is the worst Call of Duty I've played.
Oh, did you see how it's like up there with like the highest selling, and I'm like, come on, motherfucker, just because
They're lying. They're lying.
It's because there's so much like in-game transactions in it now.
Oh,
Like,
that's what they're counting.
Yeah,
that
they're
selling?
undersells. I will say this, Jive. You haven't played it on PC. You should
Oh,
buy it.
whoa. Oh, Advanced Warfare.
Yeah, you should buy it on PC and play it with me.
Is it $8 yet?
Yeah, it's cheap now. It is a fantastic game on PC. It is,
God.
and don't get me wrong. I fucking hate it on console. I think it's one of the worst CODs. I
it's an
really
abomination
do.
of a video game.
I fucking hate it on console, but I play it all the time on PC because it plays totally different, totally. And
You know the
yeah,
the
that's
thing
all
with
Oh,
I'm saying.
COD, the thing with COD is one year they say it's the best-selling video game of all time. Next year they say it's the best entertainment launch of all time.
But we had proof.
No, next year they say it's the best online launch of all time. They always have a best every
something.
time, and now it's starting to be lower and lower.
Oh, they better not have
Best
a best
next
for
gen.
Advanced Warfare.
They're gonna say it's the best DLC, or no, the most transactions of all time.
Yeah, yeah.
They're just gonna keep on making some excuse for their
But they
stuff.
had when they were saying that, they had the proof, like the best selling, and they had proof. Now they scared to even show how many people are online. Like, come on, man. I think it's 15K at the most online on any platform.
Is it?
Period.
It's just me, or like is every map in Battlefield Hardline really dusty?
Yeah, most of them are.
Maybe it's just because that map is called Dust Bowl and it gets like stupid at
Dust Bowl get real. Yo, if you when you were talking about with the Ultra, when before the dust storm sets in, that looks great.
Oh shit.
That looks crazy.
Yeah, I agree with you guys. The graphics aren't as good,
It does look dull.
but I think Battlefield Hardline does a good job of just being a fun game. Like Battlefield 4 is fun. This game's a lot more fun for me, and Wings might disagree because he likes the tanks and stuff like that, and there's a lot less of that. But and I got a question for you hardcore Battlefield guys after I get through this point, but it's really fun just getting the stunt driver, getting in a motorcycle and just ramping it. You get jump bonuses now. I love putting C4s onto motorcycles and getting little clips. I got a 6-man clip that I uploaded. That was pretty crazy. But is there a new and up-and-coming trick shot community from Battlefield? And not being trick shotters, but being stuntmen. Do you think there's a market for videos that are just crazy Battlefield
Well,
moments?
you couldn't do trick shotting, but crazy Battlefield moments all exist because in Battlefield, if you go prone or jump, you're not allowed to shoot.
It cancels. You could drop shot in.
You can jump shot in Hardline.
And
I didn't
drop
mean
shot,
trick
You could jump
shot.
shot in hardline.
Yeah.
yeah.
I didn't know this until someone fucking bunny hopped strafed in front of me and killed me. I was like, you
I
can
haven't
fucking
tried
jump
because
shot?
like I'm like conditioned from Battlefield 4 to know if I jump, I lose the fight.
Yeah.
You can jump shot in Battlefield 3.
Yeah, you can bunny shoot.
It's horrible, but if you got somebody real weak and you jump shot, you'll kill them. It's terrible. Like the fucking aim is. That's how it should be. I don't think you should just stop shooting because you jumped in Battlefield 4. Like I really think that's stupid. Although I love the game, but I think that's dumb. You shoot and then hit jump by mistake or something. You're like, oh, he jumped.
So
I can't do two things at once.
I'm going to ask you all a question. Do you think Hardline is worth the money you pay for it?
No,
Um,
$30 game.
For me, it's too early to say that because I don't know if I got my money worth yet. Usually, when people ask me that question a week in, it's usually a yes or no because I'll either play that game 60 hours that week or I'll just play it and I'm like, oh, this game's not for me. But for Hardline, I've been playing a lot of it, and I
me
think
too.
I think I got $60 out of it so far. I played enough this week, but I think I'm going to continue to play it. So I think yes.
And to me, I don't like asking me that. I'm not saying I'm rich or anything, but I don't really think $60 is a lot of money, man.
I think you should preference that question. Like, if you buy 5 games a year, is Hardline
Like
one of those games? Or something like that.
the only game I didn't think was worth $60 that I bought, even I think thought Advanced Warfare was worth $60, the pain it gave me, but was Watch Dogs. That's the only game that I bought that I didn't think was worth.
Watch Dogs ain't worth $10.
Oh my God.
I paid, the retail price for Hardline is £55. I paid 30. So I would say it's probably worth that. And I don't want to paint it out like I hate the game. I don't. My problem with it is that I have really fun rounds and then really unfun, clearly broken parts of level design and game modes and stuff that doesn't really work. It's not polished enough for my... Like, it pisses me off. I'm not saying it's bad. You can have a lot of fun playing this game. But it's not quite right yet. And
they got to get...
Yeah, carry on.
Sorry.
No.
They like you said, polished. They got to really work on the one-hit shoulder.
Yeah.
One hit in the
fucking
arm
gas grenades.
kill.
Fuck those things.
You take double,
Yes,
you take
like-
double damage in gas.
I love when they say, copper right there.
Yeah.
I love
I
that.
mean, dude, have you faced a good team yet that use gas grenades?
Yeah, you're
Unbeatable
playing
almost.
against me.
Wait,
I got
almost
gas mask,
unbeatable.
incendiaries, and gas on our team.
You
and
gas
a spawn
mask?
beacon.
Gas mask takes it, but gas mask destroys your peripheral,
Yeah.
and it also makes it look like you're got a gas mask on.
Do you have to put it on?
No.
Or does it work?
It's on all the time.
Some
Yes,
all the
on
time. But like people will cut off routes with the gas grenades and make you flow to a certain section. Like I played this team that was so smart with it, and it's like holy shit. I'm glad players don't play like this regularly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's like meat grinder. They forced you into an area with gas grenades. They would throw it to the same spot. So that spot always had gas. You either wore the gas mask or you had to go the way they wanted you to go.
True.
Blood Money is so fun. I think Blood Money is one of the best game types.
Yeah.
I just love the back and forth.
It's,
Oh, yeah.
it's
I haven't
wonderful.
played 64
Yeah.
person Blood Money, but 16 versus 16 is
It's a wonderful
really
game
cool.
mode. I think it's great. It's just I think on certain maps it doesn't really work. And
They need blood money on Call of Duty.
yeah, it would be good, wouldn't it?
Yeah, they'll steal it. Trust me.
It
Ooh.
feels like it felt like a global thermonuclear war kind of from Modern Warfare
But
2.
their blood money will be just run to it, and then it'll pick the money up itself. You don't have to hold a button or anything. They'll just Call of Duty just does stuff for you.
You rank
just
up.
It's
run in
kind
the
of
area.
capture the flag, right? It's kind of capture the flag, but it's kind of
Yeah.
cooler because you can go on some mad flanks and get to their vault and just nick all their money. I love that.
Do you guys not do like this? Like I do that.
Yeah.
That's how I do the blood money. Like I'll get on the money, I'll hold square with this hand, and I'll shoot with my middle finger.
Yeah, you're playing
Well,
half claw there.
when I did play on console, I played. That's how I played.
I'm just saying, like most players would probably just
That's
do
how I hold
this.
the controller anyway.
Oh, so you play claw, Jive?
Yeah, like when I did play. I'm fucking horrible now with the controller.
Oh, dude,
my
don't even
God.
get me started. I played with Tyler. Shout out to Dysfunction. Hello, Tyler. I watch his stream all the time, and he's a good friend of mine. And he plays Search all the time. And I played with him on my mate's Xbox One because I had the digital copy, so I downloaded it and played it. Dude, I couldn't even fucking point at people. Like I couldn't.
Yeah,
I
it's
couldn't.
like-
I was
and
like,
that PC
what?
Master Race, and you thought it was going to auto shoot for you.
I was just like, what is? I can't do
I've
anything.
always had the
Yeah.
conception that PC guys feel like it auto aims for you on console. It doesn't. It helps you. It slows the aimer down when it
Dude,
goes.
I was a
into
console
somebody.
gamer for years. I know exactly what it does. No, it's just
People that never played it does think that like
Like it almost like it
they
sucks
think it's
onto
like
them.
push
Like,
the button, bam.
Yeah.
Like what's the name of
like
that
the single
game?
player games.
Grand
Like, if
Theft
you
Auto, bam.
Like the single player Call of Duty sucks you to targets. You know, like when you zoom in.
yeah. When you press aim down sight, it can.
Yeah.
It's so misleading when Call of Duty says, "Oh, you should play the single player before you do multiplayer."
I hate that shit.
Are you sure?
Oh my God. There, you hit it. Are you sure? Yeah, motherfucker.
But do you want to see graphic content?
Yeah, exactly.
They had that on Modern Warfare 2 because they had the where you had to shoot the airport up.
Oh
Yes.
yeah, they
I
lit them.
loved that level, and not because I enjoy killing civilians, not because I'm some kind of psychopath, but I think people think that Call of Duty is like America, fuck yeah, America World Police. That's how people who don't play games see it. But if you play the campaign, especially the Modern Warfare series, it's much grayer than that. It's never just obvious like Michael Bayism. There are Michael Bay elements of like explosions and all that
The
kind
Eiffel
of shit.
Tower is falling.
Yeah, all that shit. But really, what that level says is be careful what you think is acceptable, right? In war, be careful what you think you have to do, right? And it's a great piece of drama, that level, and the whole controversy about it was like, oh, you kill innocent people, like, you know, like it's fucking coming up with text on screen saying young people learn to massacre innocents and go forward into the world and do so. Like how the press covered that was so bullshit.
I liked the plot twist at the end of that mission.
Yeah,
I thought, and America is always behind, not always, but it's behind a lot in Call of Duty. Like Ghost, pretty much, spoiler, America was down and out. I think it was taking place after America lost a big war.
To the South America. Like, seriously?
to South American Confederacy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Modern Warfare 2, they're fighting on our...
I think they're trying not to be biased. Like,
Well, they can't always be Russia. That's the enemy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And to be fair, in Modern Warfare 2, the bad guy is an American. Spoiler.
I don't think that's how spoilers work. You have to...
Yeah, you have to say it first. But...
It's a spoiler for me. Because I never played none of them campaigns.
One of the generals is like on Makarov's side.
What happens in South America? I don't hear too much about them. Besides Brazil.
They're not making satellites that can shoot nukes to defeat America in a war.
Yeah.
They're trying to feed each other.
Yeah.
It's not a nuke, is it? It's just like a big...
It's a rail cannon.
It's a rail cannon. Yeah.
Is it just mass, pretty much?
It's just kinetic railgun. So they just fire a giant rod, and it gains so much force that it goes off worse than a nuclear bomb.
Do you think the U.S. military has a meteor on lockdown? Like, you know how we sent a satellite to a comet or a meteor to study it? Do you think we're using a meteor, like a really small one, but we have control of its orbit? And if, like, China wants to fuck with us, we can have that meteor attack
That would fuck
China?
us, though. That would fuck us, though. Like,
No, but not a huge one. But
like, what do you think is not a huge one?
Well, okay, I don't know exactly what's going to destroy everything.
Keep in mind, a rod about the size of an 80-foot rod can probably level most of like a community.
But that's very massive.
That's 80 feet. That's like the size of a mobile home.
But it's very dense and it's very like there's more mass. The more mass it has, with
like
more
most
speed.
meteors are like a mile across, dude. That's much more than 80 feet.
Yeah.
Dude,
like if you hit China directly, yeah, China will be fucked. Their whole country will be gone.
But we'll live in a century of darkness.
Yeah, like ash would like blot out the sun.
I'm not talking about Independence Day meteors coming to us.
You're talking like a little one, just a nickel one.
You know, one of those ones that we don't see coming until it's like past us and some little Asian kid finds it.
You just want one to take out Beijing.
Yeah, you know, just one that we can control. That's not.
Maybe we'll start
like
chipping off one and then take little motors and like shoulder them to the atmosphere.
God, can you imagine?
Like you have control of a big massive meteor, and then you have like people own it that's actually like blow a chunk off and then use that chunk and throw it towards the section.
Wow.
It's like an AC-130.
Enemy moon station in orbit. 500 kills without dying.
In orbit.
So yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say Battlefield's a 9 out of 10 just because I kind of gave up on Battlefield 4, but I'm playing a lot of Hardline. I think more hardcore than I played.
I think your 9 out of 10 is kind of biased there, Pimp, because like when I think of 9 out of 10s, I think shit like The Last of Us. I think of games like Bloodborne. I think of games like Final Fantasy VII. Those are 9 out of 10s.
When you say 6 out of 10, I think of Call of Duty Advanced Warfare.
I think 3 out of 10.
Advanced Warfare is like a 3 or 4 out of 10.
Really?
Like 6 out of 10 is 5 is the middle ground. 5 is like, this is a regular video game. Don't write home about it. 5 is the Order 1886.
I was just thinking that when you said that.
5
Jack just said it was worth $60.
That's me.
But a game could be worth $60 and not be a 9 out of 10.
True. I said a low 8, like a.
But
like
can it be worth
more than?
Like 7.5 is like, this game is above average. You might want to check it out. 9 out of 10 is a must play.
But for $60, what is like? Is a 5 out of 10 worth your $60?
It all depends on what you like at that point. It's a video game. It's done well. Like The Order, it was a well contrived at what it was going to do, but it's not standout. Anything under 5 just does it poorly. Like Brink would be like a 1 out of 10. I don't know if you ever played Brink.
Yeah, I saw a video where you died. I think Wings died in the game.
Yeah.
The leg was so bad. And somehow he came back to life.
I came back to life. Like literally, it's a game that doesn't have medics. I went 22-0, and I died once in it, and it brought me back to life and didn't count the death because the life was
What?
terrible.
I ain't see that, Joe.
So I put like flawless gameplay. Brink.
Okay, on Geordie's scale, then I would call Hardline between a 6 and a 7. I think there's really good parts of it, but I find it an intensely frustrating experience.
Was it better than Battlefield 4 launch?
Hell no.
No.
Launch, yeah.
Launch, yeah, but
Launch, hell yeah.
See, I played Battlefield 4 on console at launch, and it was okay on console. Like, there weren't the problems that the PC version had.
I played it on PC on launch.
Yeah, PC launch of Battlefield 4 is notoriously shit, right?
If you get 3 games in a row, you're lucky.
We were playing the game early for EA Ranku, and the game would crash every time that big ship, the Levolution, would kick in.
Paracel Storm.
Yeah, and one thing I like about this game, there's no huge moment like that. There's the dust storm, and then there's the crane falling, and I think the street blows up in Grow House. There's a few more things, but there's nothing that causes the game to crash. There's nothing that, like, a really huge event that kind of, I don't know, I
think they just learned from that mistake.
Yeah, it caused the game to kind of lag or perform.
Well, to be fair, Battlefield 4
poorly.
was the first game with networked water, right? So it's the first game where waves would be in the same place for everybody. So there's a lot of stuff going into, and this holds to the theory that I said at the time. I was like, I don't think it's a question of Battlefield 4 being broken. I think it's a question of Frostbite 3 being broken. I don't think that they had developed and tested and debugged their own engine enough. And when they put systems in place that worked on paper and worked in code, they found that for whatever reason it was too buggy to actually function.
Wouldn't like the company work together? Like at some point in Hardline, couldn't like DICE be like, yo, dudes, we did this worked. You should use this build of the game.
That's what I wish COD would do.
Yeah,
I'm just saying, but obviously they don't do that because Hardline's obviously an early build of Battlefield 4.
Yeah.
Like, why don't they do that? Like, why doesn't EA have like a producer being like, dudes, DICE already done the work for you. There's a very stable, very working. Just
because if you look at the base version that they work from, it's like a foundation, right? So you build things on that foundation based on where the strengths of the engine are and all that kind of stuff. And then if that foundation is updated and the schematics of it are changed, things that you've built on top of it might not work, or they might not work how you want them to, and you might have to change things. It would continually push your development back. Now with COD, things like Infinity Ward fixing the hit scan glitch, and it's not been in the next game, that's unforgivable. Because that's engine, right? So they need to look at that in the engine. You can't all be working off a different engine.
I think Ghost looks better than Advanced Warfare.
I do too.
On what console?
Any of them.
Do you think that's because Ghost was made for next gen and Advanced Warfare kind of feels like it was Black Ops 2?
No, Advanced Warfare was made for next gen. They literally had studios that did it. They had High Noon did the old gen.
Yeah.
And they based it off of the next gen.
And
Okay.
Ghost, as far as I know, wasn't made exclusively for next gen.
It wasn't,
Yeah.
but like High Noon did. Sledgehammer had nothing to do with the 360 and the PS3 version. High Noon Studios did that. Sledgehammer only did the Xbox One, the PC, and the.
I think their hit detection is better than the PlayStation 4's or next gen people. I think the PlayStation 3's hit detection is better than PlayStation 4. I played both of them, and it just plays better on PlayStation
I played the
3.
360 version because my brother has the 360 version, and I didn't like it.
I don't like the game at all. Like,
You
game,
notice
but
shit that's not there. Like there's entire map changes. Like
Yeah, there are.
like it'll be like some lotion here, and then hold up,
no, I'm
some
talking about
lotion here, and then on fucking PlayStation it won't be there. Like,
no, I'm talking about bigger than that. Not just like side effects. There'll be like a box that you use the head glitch on. It won't even be there.
Yeah.
that's what I just said.
You got
kinda.
too many polygons.
Well, you're
in the
looking
map.
at. I thought you were looking at like, well, there's a cell
Okay.
phone on this desk that isn't on.
Oh
there.
yeah,
Yes,
like
Yeah.
turning your graphics up and down.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Alright. We gonna call that a show, fellas?
Yeah, I think so.
Windows, whoa, Windows 10 and
Do you
the
want to do
Xbox
that
One.
quickly? I can do that quickly.
Yeah, we got to do that real quick.
Okay.
Let's do it quick because I gotta use the bathroom.
Okay. Last topic.
Go Dookie, go ahead. You got a Dookie or?
Last topic. Windows 10 integrated Xbox like social support into Windows 10 free in Windows 10. Also, Windows 10 outlines what I think is Microsoft's statement to make the PC and the Xbox player bases integrated in select games. So there's going to be cross-play between Windows devices and the Xbox One. Now,
Let me ask a question about this.
yeah, go ahead.
They shut down Windows Live recently.
Yeah.
Like, how is that factoring into their integration?
So Windows Live was their first failed attempt at doing something like this. And I think what they've decided to do is make gaming an integral part of Windows operating systems going forward. And I think that they're using those servers, they're repurposing them. And I think what we'll see is on Windows 10, if you didn't know this, if you own a Windows PC and you upgrade to Windows 10, you get a free, what would be an Xbox Live account, but you get a free gamer tag. All right, I can sign into my Xbox gamer tag on my Windows 10 PC. Now, I PC game, and for games that are appropriate that I think Microsoft are going to push, so Microsoft Studios games, Halo 5, great example. I think you're going to be able to play cross-platform with Xbox users, and the reason why for all of this, it's a huge announcement. If that's true, that sees a huge trend, sets a huge trend in gaming.
You said Xbox user, so is the 360 in this as well?
I think one. I think only one.
Yeah, I think it's between the Xbox One and PC. So
I don't think
it's
can run
between
those
Windows 10 devices because the Xbox One will be updated to run.
What if
its own
a
version
person
of
on
Windows
PC doesn't have Windows 10?
Then you can't do it. I don't think.
Yeah.
Another
What?
question is like, what about Steam? Like, if you
These
buy
are-
the game on Steam,
Yeah, these are all questions that I think are going to be solved when they're working. I read it on Tech.
I think they'll sell their own like little.
I mean, if
like
it's
how
gonna be
they
another
sell
Origins
Halo and
type
stuff like that.
if it's gonna be like
yeah.
another Origins type deal, I don't want no part of it. I want to be able to buy a game on Steam, play it with the Xbox people.
I know.
I-
Well, I
there
don't
were-
think that's going to happen because I think Xbox is trying to gain footing in a market that they obviously had control over. Everybody has Windows 8 or Windows 7 or Vista. They should have made gaming more like critical.
Is it a
more
Windows
focused.
9?
It's Windows 7 right now. It goes up
Is-
to one, 8,
No,
8.
8. Windows
Is
8.
it a Windows 9? What happened?
No,
to
Windows
that?
They
9 doesn't
skipped it.
exist.
They skipped it.
So it's just going to Windows 10.
It's going to Windows 10, and any Windows 8 users can upgrade for free. Now, the reason why it's important, let's get back to why it's important, is that I think the reason for this strategy, and I think they're right to do this because I made a comment about this, about how this would be a good idea, is that they look at the massive installed Steam player base that make games and their popularity, especially in esports like League of Legends, like CSGO, possible. The community makes games last decades and keeps pumping money into old games. I can only imagine how much money is spent on CSGO cases every day. That Valve is just raking in this cash day after day after day for a game that came out in 2010. And the reason they can do that is because the platform stays the same and there's a huge installed player base. Now, what I think Windows want to do is head off Valve at their Steambox entry into the console market. If you don't know what a Steambox is, it's basically a mid-spec gaming PC that runs Steam OS. So it just comes with Steam as an entertainment block, and you can buy games digitally and download them.
They should donate that money straight to the homeless.
A failure waiting to happen. That's what the Steam box is.
Well, it certainly looks to be difficult now that Windows might be going for that same model. PC gaming audience and the Xbox One. The Xbox One is your budget entry into this gaming world, right? Whereas if you want to run your own rig, you can do so, and you'll all be one player base. Now, if that's true, that's fantastic news as far as I'm concerned.
Let me ask you this question. From my understanding, that Steam, when you buy a game on Steam or get a Steam sale, you don't technically own that game. You basically lease the rights to play that game on the Steam OS. So if you were to change over, let's say Microsoft opened a competing like OS. Let's say Microsoft get the Xbox One and they open their own Steam-based area where they sell and buy games and they give good deals and things like that. It would be very hard to convince people who have invested so much money into their Steam library to move over because they would have to pretty much give up all their games over there.
I don't think that they would be playing this. I don't think that Microsoft would be smart to sell the same games on their store. In the Tech Radar article, it says that the logistics of being able to play your Steam games with Xbox users when that's compatible is possible because this gaming cross-platform approach is Windows essential, right? So you play Steam games on a Windows PC, right? And gaming is being built into Windows. This is a really big deal, right? Core in the functionality of Windows is your gamer tag, the games you play, your friends list, all of that. So that's a really huge shift for Microsoft, right?
And they do that because of Skype, and they own Skype and like PayPal and all these other things. So it's just going to be built into the Windows system itself.
Yeah, it's going to be part of Windows. And that's why like the people at Tech Radar and other people are speculating that you will be able to play your Steam games that way because you'll be signed in to your Windows ID, which is what runs the gaming networks. So it won't be Xbox Live, it will be Microsoft Live.
But do you think Steam will allow you to do that? Because now
Steam don't run your game servers. Steam don't run the servers that you play on. Valve doesn't run. If I play Advanced Warfare on Steam, that's just the shop I bought it from. Activision run the servers I play on.
Okay. I think Xbox messed up big time when they were having this always online, you can buy and resell games.
Yeah.
And it's basically the Steam marketplace where games would have been cheaper. Now they backtracked, and now they're trying to make this Windows 10 gaming. Like I felt like it could have been a lot more compatible if they would have stuck to their guns with the Xbox One and their marketplace, and then they would have released this Windows 10. Dude. But no, they wanted.
If they stuck to their guns, they would have lost so many more sales.
The system is not powerful enough to run the current AAA titles at 1080p and 60 frames. It is not powerful enough.
And the only
way that it will
how are they going to make the claims that it's 4K, that the consoles are going to be able to do 4K?
Right.
The reason they say that is because they plan to have cloud computing do much of the calculations required in 4K gaming. Because there are not many PCs in the world, let me tell you, that can run 4K 60 frames a second on, say, Crysis or any other demanding game. It's one of the benchmarks that Linus Tech Tips.
Both of them are saying that. Both of them are saying this. Sony and Xbox both said their console will do 4K when it's prevalent.
Technically, their console will not be doing
25
it. It will be streaming it from cloud servers.
It doesn't matter how it does it, though, right? It doesn't matter as long as it can do it.
Agreed. Think of it like.
I look at it this way, like.
Think of it like this. Sorry. Think of it like this. If you own a PS Vita, you can stream from your PlayStation 4 to your Vita. The Vita cannot run Destiny at 1080p or at 60 frames a second, but it's not doing the computing. Your PS4 is, and streaming it to that device. So technically, the Vita can play Destiny, right? But it's not actually doing the computing, and that's the way they're going to go with the consoles. Is that they're not actually these powerhouse computing units. They're a receiver for streamed services at 4K.
My question was, why does it matter though? As long as they can do it.
What do you mean? Why does it matter?
Like you're coming. The way I'm feeling is like you're telling me that they're not doing the computing themselves. Like it's a down thing. Like it's a downside.
It's difficult to. Okay, so the advantage that you have in a PC is that you can run the games at...
It'll be quicker.
Yeah, it's quicker without latency.
I think if we play against each other, if that happens and Xbox One plays against PC, I'll be killing you way faster. Like, I'll see it first.
Well, there is also the technical advantage of seeing more frames.
As well that compensates for that. That's what lag count is.
Yeah.
Yeah, but...
All I'm saying, there are obviously technical hurdles to get over to make it better. But this is, as far as I'm concerned, is a move to unite gaming communities like we haven't had before.
If they could get it to work flawlessly, wouldn't like the Xbox One be more appealing than spending money on a personal PC at that point?
Well, that's what they're hoping, I think.
I mean, because like
that's what they're hoping.
Because at that time, by the time something like that gets worked out, the Xbox One's going to be like $300.
Yeah.
On the entry level.
Yeah, so your entry into that world is
like $300. You have a 4K ready machine as long as you have the TV to do it or monitor, or you could come over here and spend $1,400 on a PC.
Yeah, but the PC by that point will be running at 5K at 200 frames a second in the same game, which gives you an advantage. I'm not saying that they're not smart to make. I'm saying they're smart to do this, and I want more players playing together. That's the problem with gaming on PC, is that unless you're playing one of the big
community's small.
The community's small. But if this paradigm shifts to where everybody's playing together on a Windows device, that community is fucking massive. That's huge. Every COD will have 100,000 people playing it. Legitly, every game. Halo 5 will legitly have 100,000 people playing it. I know for a fact that there are PC gamers out there that would play Halo 5 if they could control it with a keyboard and mouse and set their own FOV. I know this is true. And they would play those games. So they're going to boost sales, whether it's on a console or it's on a PC. They're going to give the choice up to you. How do you want to run it? But you're going to play in the same pool of people. And that is fucking brilliant.
Yeah, that'll be a big thing.
That's a game changer. That wins them the console generation, as far as I'm concerned. Like, I would never buy another Xbox One because it's faintly embarrassing.
And Sony can't compete with that because Sony doesn't have they don't have the framework to do it.
No.
Because Sony uses the PlayStation to prop up all their other failing businesses.
Unless they make a deal with Mac.
Well, they'd have to make a deal with Steam or something, or Mac. They'd have to make a deal with another party to keep up.
Macs are terrible at running games. Macs are terrible at running games because
I'm just saying they'd have to
do something.
They'd have to do something. Mac has a computer software. Right.
An operating system, yeah.
Operating system.
What's that other Linux or something?
Linux. Yeah.
What if? Do you think this will ever happen? Smart TVs that are pretty much a desktop, like a monitor and a desktop combined. Does this make sense to anybody? Like a really,
Macs
really
do that,
smart,
right?
really smart TV. So I'm just thinking how Sony can compete with Microsoft
They
here.
already make monitors that are 100% computers.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like a Sony gaming TV that has like that you can have on PlayStation in it. I don't know. Why don't they make? Do they make those PlayStation TVs?
I don't
Like
know
they-
actually.
I see somebody that makes a PlayStation
Yeah,
laptop.
I think they do have PlayStation TV.
There's a guy
like
that makes those PlayStation,
up.
Xbox One laptops that you can play on the go.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Swift Gaming.
No, he's just a guy that lives in Texas.
Oh, okay.
Like he makes his own custom box and.
The point is that Microsoft doing that with Windows 10 just makes gaming seem so much grander. Because everybody, I don't know about you, but since the 360's heyday, the 360 was the cool machine to have. Everyone played it. There were millions of players online playing COD in the golden era, where you two, especially White Boy and Wings, where you made your names on YouTube and everyone was playing this game and the community was huge and the games lasted all
White
year.
Boy started on PlayStation.
Mm-hmm.
Well, one or the other, whatever. Right? It was only divided once, sorry. And now it's divided like 5 fucking times. Like, and when it's regrouped, it's on one side to one player base. That player base is going to be fucking amazing. And the games will be great. And suddenly Titanfall 2 will be like, fucking hell, I'm playing this game's lasting years because the people keep playing it.
I'll tell you something I would like to do. I would like to take my Xbox One and be able to play games like Pillars of Eternity, like recently this came out.
Yeah.
It's like a Baldur's Gate type game, but you can't play that with a controller. You need a mouse and keyboard. They should allow you to do that.
Yeah. I think one thing that will
I
definitely...
heard PlayStation was going to do that soon, but...
Yeah. One thing that definitely needs to happen is I expect when this happens, when Windows 10 comes out, I expect that there's an update for the Xbox One that allows keyboard and mouse. Because there is just the reality of if you have people with pads against people with keyboards and mouse in competitive shooters, the people on pads will lose. And
I mean,
I just don't.
They will lose.
I don't see an Xbox and a keyboard and mouse going together. Like they made the Xbox for the living room, and I don't see a keyboard and mouse going into the living room. And I don't see
the problem is there's not enough USB spots on it.
How many are there?
2?
Well, it's enough, right?
Maybe 3. I don't know if there's one on the back like the 360. 360 had 2 on the front, 1 on the back.
I think there's 1 on the side and 2 on the back of the Xbox One. There's 1 on the side, isn't there?
Yes.
All right, so at the end of the day, we concluded that PlayStation is better than Xbox still.
How do you have 4?
That's the new Elite.
4.
Well, I say new Elite.
Yeah, that's the...
It was the
I
last
have the
version.
I've got the Elite. Let me look.
Yeah, 4 of them motherfuckers in the back.
Just imagine, when the first 360 came out, it didn't have an HDMI port. It was HD over component, analog.
PlayStation only has 2.
Yeah, PlayStation has 2.
This is where I beasted all those noobs at for all those years. It's got that one right there, right above the Ethernet.
Isn't that one for the wireless adapter?
Those 2.
Okay.
That one's for the wireless adapter, yeah.
Yeah.
But like you can use it as a USB port if you don't have the wireless
Yes,
adapter.
definitely.
So now we've decided that obviously PC is obviously the best way to go, and consoles are rubbish. Should we do some iTunes readings?
Let's do it.
I want to say this:
do it.
PC doesn't have Bloodborne. They're crying about that shit right now.
I bet they are.
I agree, though. PC is so much
PC
better.
players are such crybabies, though.
Yeah, if you get into League of Legends, anybody...
I've said it before. The
games
people that big up PC gaming usually suck dick at gaming.
Damn.
not true.
I'm just saying, like, how many times have you seen, like, I need 1080p, 60 frames a second. I'm like, for what reason, John? So you can go 1 for 1?
Damn.
Dude,
Like,
you wouldn't play COD on 30 frames a second.
But where would they be without those 60
I'm
frames?
talking about any game. They want like 90 FOV and all this other shit, and they want all the mods, and then they go fucking 1 for 1.
Yeah, but
Do you think they
it's
would
not
be
all
worse
about
without those frames?
it's not all about like performance, is it? Sometimes it's nicer to be able to see, especially the FOV thing. It's nicer to be able to see more of the fucking screen. It's nice to be able to see more peripherals. It's nice to have fluid
I've heard
motion.
somebody say get some seasick, not the see like 60 FOV versus 90. I'm like, come on, man. All you're doing is zooming in a little bit.
Jive's right. It
No,
is
it's
like
different.
this.
It's like this, man. It's literally like this. Like you see.
Yeah, but the same players that can see more still suck ass.
They don't. No, they don't. They're playing it. This is the point. This is my point. They're playing in a different pool of players. You're playing against other people that can also see more, that are also better with a mouse and keyboard. The thing about console is, and especially COD and pub stomping and shitting on people, is that most of those games, and you will admit this, are against people who don't know what the fuck they're doing. If you're playing on
that's the players that are playing it.
Exactly, right? So, but if you're playing a PC game that's a competitive shooter and you're a PC gamer and you've bought your Death Adder and you've bought your fucking Razer Ultimate Stealth keyboard and you care about your FOV and your frames and you've updated your graphics card, you give a shit about your game. So you're probably going to be fairly experienced. So they're not going to be like looking at the sky, looking at the floor. You know, they're not going to be the same player base.
You know what I don't like about Hardline is the characters, they run and then they look behind you or look behind them, but they're not actually doing it. It's just a running animation, thing. And it throws me off every single time.
Yeah, because you think they're not looking at you.
You don't notice in COD when they be like this?
They do this motion.
Like,
I remember World at War, they would look left and right and then, yep. I got that brainwashed in me. All right, let's some iTunes ratings. Let's see. If you guys search The Podcast Show, one word, you'll find us on iTunes. I was kind of tardy with.
Can you pull it up, Eddie?
I'm trying to. Thank you, Joe.
See, I'm on point, baby. Where Wings go?
I don't. He's like, fuck these iTunes ratings. I can't stand it.
Is that a treadmill back there or a bike?
Behind Wings?
Yeah, look to the left.
Oh, yeah, I see
his
it.
Screen.
Yeah, like no, it's like a bike. Yeah,
I think it's a bike, yeah.
From his videos. The Podcast Show, one word. We appreciate every rating. It helps us get searched on iTunes. Or found on iTunes, and that's a really big platform for us to grow. So every week to encourage ratings, we are reading some live here on the show. And I was a little tardy. I think I actually uploaded episode 7 to iTunes right before we started recording episode 8. So I'm going to do better with this episode, I swear.
Look at this, boys. Dum, dum, dum. You can't see it, but the audience can. That is our podcast on iTunes. That's what you need to search for. So carry on, Alex.
Yeah, I was tardy uploading the show. We're actually recording this on Friday and uploading it on Saturday. Which is the latest we ever recorded it. Usually we record on like Tuesday, and then after we upload, it's like we record right again. But we had conflicting schedules, and we're thinking about moving the show to Friday. I don't know. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys think about that.
We gotta test that out.
And Jive was talking about going live with the show. We might do that too, maybe for episode 10.
We'll do that. Yeah, we'll put a little twist on it. Yo, it's live this week. You know, we'll promote it for like a week and then get you guys in there.
All right. So this one is from Not PKA. He rates it 1 star. He says, "I don't really like the black guy."
Wow.
Oh man, the black guy.
So that
didn't even learn his name.
He probably under his table typing that. Like, you probably can't see him in just his hands. That's it. He probably a little biatch.
Wade, aka the Beast, 5 out of 5 stars, which I like to see. Remember YouTube 5 stars?
Mm-hmm.
Not many people do, but that was way back in the day. Love the show. Makes my dick as hard as a Malphite. You guys know Malphite?
What is Malphite?
It's a League of Legends like tank character. It's kind of rocky.
I always say I'm harder than woodpecker lips.
Okay. I fucking
that was clever.
Yeah.
I hate woodpeckers. They're so loud. You guys need to make a song. That would be awesome. Jive and White Boy can spit bars. The podcast show is something I look forward to every week. Keep up the good work. Jay Sheriff. Wings can spit some bars too.
Bars.
Well, he can. I know he can. I don't know.
My
Wings
flow
is like
unadulterated nastiness. It takes baths and ass and fucking trash and piss.
Damn.
See?
Right there, baby. Maybe.
Damn.
We have a lot of talent on this show. With Eddie and Jive with the.
Yeah, but it's all it's in Eddie. Eddie has all the talent.
No, that's not true.
Eddie's like the producer mastermind.
Someone actually, a shout out to a friend of mine, Rich or Item, didn't believe that my intro on my videos is me playing guitar, but it is. So just in case you ever wanted to know who made that, it was me.
Okay. Uh-oh.
Oh.
Lamb Boy, the Chump Wings of Jive. I think people try kind of a little too hard mixing everybody's names together. I always see that.
That wings of that chump Jive 7th Street.
Yeah.
The Lamb Boy, the Chump Wings of Jive. So
Man, that's a long name.
I'm a turkey.
Without you guys, I wouldn't be able to get through Mondays, and you guys are not boring, unlike other podcasts. I'm glad, man. I listen to podcasts to get through. I mean, I'm just gaming here, but like if I go to Milwaukee, I'm always listening to a podcast. It's like a 2-hour drive and makes it go fast. So I hope you have a good Monday and a good start to your week.
You zone out.
Thank you, dude. Thank you.
That's
Thank
dangerous
you.
as fuck, though.
Yeah.
But just listening to something is zoning out while you drive.
Wait, I thought you were talking about its name. What did you say?
I'm saying when you zone out like that and you're driving, it's like really dangerous.
Oh yeah, man.
Always take proper road safety precautions while listening to the podcast show.
Well, you just start listening to it and you start imagining shit and you're like this.
And then you'd be like, where did the last 5 seconds go?
Yeah. I cannot
like
remember
you find
that.
yourself on the road and you're like, I don't remember actually consciously making that turn.
I hate when I'm
Crazy.
driving and like I'm trying to fall asleep and my eyes like just force themselves closed.
You're
So you
driving
do
and
the
you're trying to
thing.
fall asleep?
Well, I don't try to fall asleep, but my body is like making me have to open the window. It's like sleep is more important than my life at that point, which makes me believe that real life is just some fantasy and dreaming. Maybe this goes back to the beginning of the show with Wings question.
It'll wake your ass up when you crash for a second.
Or you gotta go to sleep forever. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the lights from the oncoming cars just kind of hypnotize you, or at least it does for me.
I remember I fell asleep one time behind the wheel and I woke up and I seen a stop sign in front of me. I was like, oh shit! Like literally, it was in front of me.
I never fall asleep driving.
I don't even drive, so I'm terrible.
You don't drive at all?
Huh?
No, I don't drive.
Your steering wheel's on this side, right? On the right.
I don't even know.
Yeah, don't drive it.
You don't have a license at all?
I get chauffeured around.
There's no point. England's like, our streets are small. There's great public transport because we're communists or whatever. So there's no need for a car, really. I live in a city, so.
Charlie 1337. This is the best podcast in the world.
Thank you, dude.
That'd be
You know,
nice.
Charlie, they always say that
Thank
people
you,
that watch
Charlie.
our podcast gain an inch on their dick every week.
That's true.
I heard that.
Okay, that was a pretty simple review. Let's get one more. Harry Sloats, love the flow of energy in the combos. Really like to talk about the old cards, etc. Dig the philosophy. Oh my god, philosophy. Oh my god, I can't say these words.
Philosophizing?
Philosophication? Philosophy?
It's a big word. Okay, one of those words. Talks. The philosophical talks Eddie gives Keep up the good work, guys. I shouldn't be reading these, man. I'm like the worst. It'd be great.
There's only one.
Come on,
There's
white
only
boy.
one.
We all remember the PKA spelling bee.
Dude, I won that one, but that was,
Yeah, we did.
I don't know.
You beat Blade.
Blade is a very intelligent dude, but not best speller.
Spelling's hard.
Yeah, man, I don't know. English was never my favorite subject. I always liked math.
As long as I could sound it out, I'm good. Who gives a fuck?
Well, I always get this question. Here's the question I get all the time. When are we having a guest?
Episode 10?
After 10 or after
That's
episode?
the cop out I've been using. I've been like, well, we're trying to get everything ready. We're trying to work on an intro. We want everything down pat before we bring somebody home. We want all the furniture in the house.
Yeah.
We don't want them to come around and sit on on something we picked up off the corner.
It's a work in progress, and I think we've done a fantastic job in the first 8 episodes.
I mean, look at this episode versus episode 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, this week Eddie added the screen or scene transition so you guys can see what we're watching when like a police murders somebody. Most likely is what we're going to be watching. So that's another improvement this week. I think what people should do with their iTunes ratings is they should like leave a question. Like I appreciate the people who like say this is the best podcast in the world and stuff like that.
We have the subreddit too. They leave questions.
Oh yeah, man. I don't know what should they do with the podcast ratings because when they say this is the best, like I like that, but I want when we read it, I want us like this one
to be able to really interact with you, other than saying thanks.
Yeah, we're just like
basically.
thanks. So there needs to be something there.
Tell us one thing that you really like about the show.
Maybe they can ask for advice.
Yeah.
Okay, and advice. I like that a lot.
Maybe we need to get Woody to answer those questions.
Maybe Woody could be our first guest.
Nah.
Maybe anything's possible. Why not? I don't know. People always compare it to PK, and I see where they get that from, but
we're in our own lane, man. Of course, Wings is on there. Wings was on PKA.
And it's not a bad thing. PK is a
PK is.
It's a great show.
I think it's good.
I wonder what PK is in like the world, like because they get a lot of viewers per week.
For a while, like back when 2010, 2011, we were the biggest gaming podcast in the world.
Oh, definitely.
Like literally, we were number 1.
I definitely believe that. Probably still now. They
But we're not really a gaming pod. We kind of transitioned out of the gaming podcast to the point we dropped that as a niche, since we did more current events. And we kind of fell out then because once you drop the niche, you got Adam Carolla and you got fucking Joe Rogan. You have other guys that are popular like comedians.
So you were like a small fish in a big pond. Now PK is like a big fish in the ocean.
Yeah, but there's other gaming podcasts now that would compete with us, like the Yogscast, and there's the Creatures, and
Surely the what's the guy, the British reviewer guy who had Total Biscuits podcast?
Yeah. I mean,
co-optional podcast, which they stream on.
Some of the
KB
podcasts.
KB Mod one. That's
KB Mod.
Reddit Fusion on the Reddit actually asked what keyboard I use. I used the 2013 Black Widow Stealth Edition by Razer.
Let's all answer that. I used 2014 Razer Black Widow Ultimate Stealth.
I had one of those. I broke it. I got like a $22 cheap. I don't know. There's like foreign letters on this keyboard, like China or Japanese. It's a AULA, and there's like a spider. It lights up.
What we're saying here, White Boy, is Razer, if you're watching, we would love to use your products. I mean, we do already.
No, I told Razer, like I have a little deal with Razer. I asked them to send
everybody at Razer right now, at them on Twitter and tell them that we need some of their product. Look, we all got look. Hold up your mice.
Hold up your mice.
Look, we all got Razer.
Hold up your keyboard.
You know what I mean? We all got Razer stuff.
Actually,
holla at us.
yeah.
They're supposed to send me something in the mail, and it's been like, let's see, it's been since. I don't want to call out the Razer shipping, but it's been since the
I'm gonna say
second.
this, Razer. I could use a new mouse pad.
What the hell is Stag Arms?
I have 2 Stag Arm assault rifles, and I got 2 of these.
Oh, okay.
Stag Arms is assault rifle, a firearms manufacturer.
I love that font that just like says I have a gun. Like that's just.
I own weaponry.
Yeah, my keyboard is like just a regular old.
I gotta have mechanical or bust. You gotta give me mechanical or I don't want it.
Yeah, mechanical's the way forward. If you've never used
What
them
with the
for
clickety, click, click, click,
Yeah.
click, 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 click.
Buy one, Jive. You got this big dollar. Buy one. Test it out.
I don't got no damn big dollars.
You will thank me later. They're expensive. They're like $100.
Yeah.
Hold
worth it.
up. I'll be right back. Let me see something.
Mechanical is the way to go for gaming, for typing, for anyway. The only thing that sucks about it is it's loud.
That's why you get the ultimate stealth.
Yeah, I don't have the ultimate stealth.
I like this stealth. You can like rest your wrist on the keyboard, right? It's
Yeah.
like very aerodynamic.
Yeah.
But everybody that's ever came and sat on my computer, the first thing is like, your keyboard's awesome.
Ooh, is that fresh?
It ain't
Yeah, I never opened it.
You never opened it?
Yeah.
He's got his big dollars.
Dude, that's like... You should open that. If you're
It's good,
using
right?
like some terrible keyboard, you should open that.
That's not exactly a mechanical, is it though?
Yeah, it is.
I'm sure it is.
It's a
I don't
Steel
know.
series,
Oh.
dude.
Open it up and check the keys out right now, Jive.
Unboxing.
This
Live
is bad.
unboxing.
Razer, don't look at this part of the video.
Yeah, please, Razer, look away
this
now.
could be you.
Look
This
away
could
now.
have been your keyboard.
This could have been a new Black Widow Elite for Jive right here. He's got the Steel series. He's got like the undergrade of Razer.
The undergrade.
Yeah, that's a big ass keyboard, yo.
Feel the buttons and the precision.
That ain't mechanical.
It would make more. Look at it. It's nice. Look, it got two
Two USBs on
right
it, yeah.
there.
Yeah, mine's got a USB on it too.
Yeah, that's where mine is.
I use it to charge my phone.
Look at
That's a very good point, Wings. I never use it properly. I
This
should.
is a very good.
I use it to charge my phone.
Oh, there's like extra buttons, like
Yeah.
a lot.
Yeah, you see them at the top.
On the left too.
Oh, where?
I just put
On this
my
side,
phone
on
in there
this
and
side.
charge it.
Well, my right. Yeah, there's like 2 extra ones.
I didn't look at them, so I don't know.
There's a lot.
That has to be nicer than what you're using right now.
Definitely.
Why do you have it sitting in the box?
This is what I'm using now.
He's gonna pull up like a.
Oh.
I couldn't type on that. I literally couldn't. It would feel like my hands were broke.
I was using an $8 keyboard, like a Logitech one, for a while to game, and it was like
it has a.
too.
See if I still have my backup.
It has a dual. I don't know what this is for.
Light.
That's for
For
power and lights. So the
Okay.
USBs on your keyboard will run, if you plug in something like a phone, they'll need power. So you need 2 USBs plugged in with the keyboard.
All right. Look at Eddie the Chump. He ain't no chump. But
Shall
What
we?
voice is that?
Shall we
what the
end
hell
the
is Wings doing?
When Wings gets back?
Wings
Shall we
wants to
end the
stop.
show? Because we're nearly at 3 hours and we're now just opening keyboards.
Wait, let me show. I have to show my keyboard. now.
Okay, go ahead.
I got a whole bunch of new shit downstairs.
It's blue. This one's cheap. It was on Amazon for like $20.
That is a ghetto fucking keyboard, Jordy.
Here's my backup keyboard.
Ghetto fabulous.
I bought this for like $10. It's a wireless one.
Is that in case of a bad death or something?
No, I spilled a Sprite on my other Widow, and like it made all the key and it kind of shorted it out. So I needed a keyboard that night, and I had 2-day delivery. So I went to Walmart and bought the cheapest one they had.
Good plan.
You ever clean your keyboard?
Yes.
Yeah,
I take the
clean
keys
mine.
out and I clean it
How often?
once a month.
I'll like turn mine upside down and like bang it for a little bit. Like vacuum whatever comes out.
What the hell are you doing?
Seeing what comes out of my keyboard.
Probably quite a lot of disgusting things.
You want to see it?
Yeah, go on, show
yeah.
it, show it, show it.
Hold up. I'll put it in my hand.
Oh, sniff it, sniff it, sniff it.
Don't sniff it. Don't listen to this guy.
Yeah, this is from like a month.
Oh, I don't want to look. Loud.
Ew.
Oh.
It's like a mixture between air and like food.
See, that's when you need this.
That shit don't work when you get to the point. And that shit's expensive too. It's like $5 a can.
You know what you can do? You can get like a shop vac. If I don't know what kind of vacuum you have, but
Mine is like my keys eventually get grimy, and I gotta clean them. I take them out and I'll individually clean them, and then I'll take like a knife and I'll run it with like a wet nap around the edge.
You ever eat peanut butter and jelly and you get a lot of jelly on the keyboard?
No, I don't get the jelly in my hand.
Your jelly never gets in your hand to get all sticky keys?
No. You ever remember that peanut butter and jelly you used to get from school that was like a mixture of peanut butter and jelly that was like an odd color?
Like lines?
Yeah.
Oh, no. I was talking about the jar with the lines.
I remember like the school would almost have peanut butter and jelly almost taste like honey.
But they got Smucker's peanut butter and like honey. It's really dry. You have to swallow like 3 times. That's what she said.
I never had that honey, peanut butter, and jelly shit.
You never had a honey swallow 3 times?
No.
Oh.
It's hard to get girls to swallow.
Oh, you're talking about... I thought a honey swallow was a fucking... some type of food.
It's hard to get girls to swallow.
Right.
What's your tip, Wings?
I ain't got no tip. I ain't never had one that swallows. I've had one let you go in the face.
They do whatever.
It's a
they
reasonable
feel like
replacement,
at that time.
I'd say. I'd say most people would be happy with that as a replacement service.
Yeah, I mean, like I've never had one that'll swallow. I've had a couple that tried and they didn't like it. But I've never had like one of those porn stars to be like, "Ooh, baby, let me come and eat your dick." You know, those don't exist.
What do you imagine your nut tastes like, Wings?
Oh my god, it's probably bitter.
Bitter. Like earwax?
I never ate earwax.
Ugh. Don't do that.
White boy, see, we went down discussion. White boy loves earwax.
No, I don't like earwax. We just talked about it one time, and I remember as a youth, I digged in there and I just took a big taste, and it was not pleasant.
Yuck.
Yeah, it's hideous.
My question is like, why do you take the big taste?
Because I'm a little kid. I ate grass as a little kid.
You didn't have very much parental supervision, did you?
I was just putting things in my mouth. As a little
Oh, pause.
Okay.
Pause.
Pause.
See, this is a good trait to look for in a woman.
Shit.
That was funny. Anyway,
So are we gonna?
You should ended it on that. I just, as a kid, I put things in my mouth.
Definitely.
I think that's a good way to kind of raise your kid is don't look over every corner. Let them make the mistakes. Let them put the dandelion in their mouth.
I agree.
Let them put the rat poison in their mouth and eat it and die. It's like, nah.
All right,
But everybody, like the video. Thank you for coming out. We really enjoy all your comments, the negative ones, the positive ones. And, that's the show for the day.
All right, we will see you next Saturday. You can find us on iTunes and YouTube.
It might be Friday. It might be Friday. White boy, it might be Friday.
Oh, it's Friday? Oh, today's Friday.
This one is going to be Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
But next week might be Friday.
We might live stream it on Friday and then upload it. Who knows what we're gonna do? We don't know yet.
But we will tell you beforehand if it's going to be Friday.
Agreed.
Or you motherfuckers better be
you that.
alert. You better be alert on watch because we might not.
We might sneak it up on you.
Because we might not.
I don't know.
Motherfuckers.
I haven't slept in like 24 hours now. I've been awake for a long time.
Right. I'm going to take us out this week. We'll see you
Yes.
next week. Thank you very much for watching. Remember to like and favorite the video. Leave a comment down below. Leave a comment on the subreddit. And we'll see you next week. Bye.